This is ChestertonRadio.com.
J-E-L-L-O. The Jell-O program, starring Jack Benny, with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Kenny Baker, and yours truly, Don Wilson. The orchestra opens the program with No Wonder. Well, here we are at the beginning of another year, and Jell-O wants to send greetings to all of you. And we've received a letter that makes a swell New Year's greeting for us. It's from a woman who's been using Jell-O year in and year out for the past 37 years. She is Mrs. C.C. Brown of Huntington, West Virginia. And listen to what she writes. We bought our first package of Jell-O in December 1902. We lived in the country then and made few trips to a store, so the Jell-O was a bit of a luxury, saved for the holiday gathering of kin and friends. Needless to say, Jell-O made a hit, and we've used it exclusively ever since. When I had my own home, I wanted something special. Nothing so filled the requirements as Jell-O. In all those 37 years of use, I've never had a package that wasn't perfect, and Jell-O is a prime favorite with my family. Well, thank you, Mrs. Brown. That's a grand letter to start us off on 1939, and to the rest of you, we'd like to say, if you want to give your family their prime favorite dessert, if you want to enjoy that delicious, extra-rich fruit flavor, look for the big red letters on the box. They spell Jell-O. And now, ladies and gentlemen, this being the first day of the new year, it behooves me to introduce the star of this program in a manner befitting his dignity and position.
Well.
He is a man whose illustrious character and many fine qualities have my sincere admiration.
Oh, Don, please.
A man whose lovable nature and unselfish devotion to others...
Say, Jack.
Quiet, Mary. I want to hear this. Go ahead, Don.
Whose unselfish devotion to others has endeared him to the hearts of his public.
How true.
So I bring you none other than that sparkling, scintillating, outstanding personality...
That's not me. I'll kill myself.
Jack Benny.
Thank you. Hello again. This is Jack Benny talking, one of the sweetest guys I've ever met. And, Don, I want to thank you for that beautiful introduction. You know, as a rule, a man has to be dead before he gets such a lovely tribute.
Well, I wrote it just before the broadcast while you were lying down.
Oh, you didn't expect me to get up, eh? Well, I am pretty tired after last night. Hey, by the way, Don, what did you do New Year's Eve? Did you have any fun?
Oh, I had a swell time, Jack. Simply wonderful.
That's good.
First, I took my wife to a movie, and then we went to the Coconut Grove to celebrate.
Well, that was nice. First the picture, and then the Coconut Grove. I suppose you danced a lot.
No, my wife left her shoes in the movie.
Well, there's nothing like relaxing at the cinema. I often slip my shoes off myself, but I'm getting so absent-minded, I'm not going to do it anymore.
You're not?
No, the other night at Grauman's Chinese, I was clear down to my underwear before the usher stopped me. Oh, it was embarrassing.
I can imagine. Well, tell me, Jack, how did you spend New Year's Eve? Any excitement last night?
Well, I had a fairly good time, Don. I took Mary to the Wilshire Bowl, you know, where Phil Harris is playing.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Say, you had a pretty good time in my place last night, didn't you, Jackson?
Yes, I had a nice time, Philson. But as long as it was your place, you might have seen that I got a decent table.
What are you talking about? Your table wasn't so far away.
It wasn't. I was so far from the bandstand, I couldn't even see the circles under your eyes. A fine table.
Oh, you're exaggerating, Jack. There were a lot of people sitting behind you.
Listen, Phil, the only people sitting behind me were from Pasadena, and they were home at the time. What a New Year's Eve.
Well, Jack, maybe Phil couldn't help it. New Year's Eve's a big night, and after all, first come, first serve.
That's what burns me up, Don. I was the first one in the place. When I got there so early, the manager asked me to help blow up the balloon. How do you like that?
Well, you got paid for it, didn't you?
That's not the point. Now, let me tell you another thing, Phil. I don't mind my table being far away, but the next time you seat me behind a post, please see that there's a knothole in it.
Behind a post? What are you talking about?
Oh, never mind.
Hello, Jack. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. I was just telling Phil about the fine table he gave us last night. Imagine seating us behind a post. It burns me up.
You're crazy, Jack. We weren't behind a post.
We weren't?
No, that was a piece of confetti on your glasses.
Well, why didn't you tell me? I nearly broke my neck trying to peek around it. Anyway, post or no post, we were certainly sitting far enough away from everything.
Well, I'm glad we were. I was so ashamed sitting next to you with that old-fashioned tuxedo you had on. Why don't you buy a new one?
Oh, how often do I wear a tuxedo? Besides, it isn't so old.
It isn't?
No.
Go on. I put my hand in your pocket and pulled out a program from Ford's Theater.
Listen, Mary, that suit might be a little out of style, but they're still wearing single... Now, listen, Mary. That suit might be a little out of style, but they're still wearing single-breasted tuxedos.
Not with a belt in the back.
Well, they're coming back, so don't be so smart.
Mary's right, Jack.
Oh, she is.
Your pants were so tight you had to wear your garters on the outside.
Listen, Maestro, one more crack out of you, and you'll be leading the organ on the Lum and Abner program. And another thing, Phil, the next time I dance by your orchestra, watch your baton. Remember that.
Okay, buddy.
Buddy, yes. Incidentally, fellas, this being the new year, I was going to give you all a raise in salary, but the way you've been acting today, I'm not going to do it.
I'd be satisfied just to get my regular salary on time.
Now, wait a minute, Phil. Don't give me that. I put your check in the mail every Monday morning.
Well, from now on, don't pin it on a postcard. I don't want people to know what I'm making.
All right, Phil, cut out the beefing. Let's see if we can't inaugurate the new year with a little harmony.
Oh, Jack, you want to hear something awful?
What, Mary?
Here it is, New Year's, and I forgot to write a poem about it.
Oh, that's a shame.
I'll sit right down and dash one off.
Okay, hurry it up.
I'll fill in a little time for you, Mary. Ladies and gentlemen, while Miss Livingston is struggling with her latest brainchild, let me remind you that one of the best ways to start out the new year is to have Jell-O for dessert.
Darn this pen.
It is tempting, delicious, easy to make, and comes in 6 delicious flavors.
Hey, Jack, how do you spell knowledge? With an N or a K?
With a K.
Strawberry, raspberry, cherry.
With a capital K?
Orange.
Yes, a capital K.
Lemon and lime, for heaven's sake.
I'm sorry, Don. And now, folks, going from the...
All right, Jack, I'm all set.
Why, Mary, is your poem finished already?
Yeah?
Gee, you work faster than George Bernard Shaw.
Well, his beard gets in his way.
Oh, that's right. What's the title of your poem?
Goodbye, 1938. Hello, 1939.
Well, that covers everything. Go ahead.
Oh, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Please don't be a sad and blue year. These last 12 months have been sublime. So goodbye, 38. Hello, 39.
Well, so far, nobody is screaming.
You just wait.
Oh.
I wonder who this coming year will be our favorite movie star. Will it be Garbo or Sonia Heine? So goodbye, 38. Hello, 39.
90.
What has this year in store for us? For thee and thou, and thy and thus. Will Don get fatter? Will Phil be gay? Will Kenny get knowledge with a capital K?
I doubt it.
I'd like to ask you, if I dare, will Jack continue to lose his hair?
Mary.
And when it's gone, will it say away? Goodbye, 38. Hello, toupee.
Mary, get to the last verse, will you?
It's coming up now.
That's good.
Oh, Happy New Year, Happy New Year. Please don't be a sad and blue year. We will give you one more chance. So goodbye, Broadway. Hello, France.
Well. Mary, you finally did it. Hey, Phil, do you think you can follow Mary's poem with a number?
I'll try.
Okay, hit it, boys. Wait a minute. Come in.
Mr. Benny?
Yes?
Oh, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. To the greatest man I know. And I bring you fondest greetings. There's a wagon. I must go.
Well, I'm glad they let him out for our program. Play, Phil. Say It With a Kiss, played by Phil Harris and his original orchestra. And now, ladies and gentlemen...
Original?
Yeah.
Wait a minute, Jack. This isn't the band I started out with.
I don't mean that, Phil. I mean when they look at their music, they still play something original. And speaking of the band, Phil, you'd think that they could start out the new year by dressing a little better. Where'd they get those awful-looking neckties?
Aren't they atrocious?
They certainly are. Where'd they get them?
I gave them to them for Christmas.
Oh. And saying that reminds me, Phil, that was some Christmas present you sent me. You must have been under the weather when you bought it.
Oh, no, I wasn't. I was sober as a judge when I bought your gift.
You were not.
I was, too.
Then let me ask you something. What use have I got for a porthole? Isn't that a fine present, Mary? A porthole.
Well, if your head gets any bigger, you can use it for a monocle.
All right, don't make it any worse than it is. Oh, hello, Kenny.
Hiya, Jack. Happy New Year.
Well, Kenny, I see you're still celebrating. You must have had a good time last night.
I'll say. I didn't get to bed until 10 o'clock. Gosh, I'm a wreck.
Kenny, how can you be a wreck if you went to bed at 10 o'clock?
I slept in a folding bed and I forgot to pull it down.
Well, it's none of my business, Kenny, but would you mind telling me how you got into a folding bed without pulling it down first?
I'm not going to tell till I get it patented.
Oh, that's right. Guard your secret carefully. And stop blowing that horn.
Well, I'm practicing for the Rose Bowl game at Pasadena tomorrow. Say, are you going, Jack?
I certainly am. I wouldn't miss it for anything. Hey, Mary, I got a couple of good seats. You want to go with me?
No. I went with you last year, and you were the only one in the stand wearing a raccoon coat and a beanie.
Well?
And the way you were waving that pennant around, I was so embarrassed.
Well, what's wrong with waving a pennant?
Yours said Waukegan High School on it.
All right, you don't have to go with me. I'll take somebody else. You want to go with me, Kenny?
Sure, but I'll have to bring my girl along.
Well, I don't see how, Kenny. I've only got 2 seats.
Well, I'll invite her anyway. Maybe we can lose her in the crowd.
Yes, that ought to solve our problem. Incidentally, I mislaid my tickets somewhere in the house. I hope Rochester finds them.
Hey, Jack, who do you pick to win the game, Duke or USC?
Well, Phil, I'm a USC man myself, and I think it's a cinch for them to win.
Oh, you do, eh? Well, how much do you want to bet?
I didn't say anything about betting, Phil. I just told you who was going to win.
Well, if you're so sure about it, why don't you want to bet?
Because gambling is naughty. And you know it.
You mean because you're a scaredy cat?
Scaredy cat, listen, Harris, what are the odds on the game?
2-1 on USC.
All right, wise guy, I'll bet you 20 cents to a dime, and put up or shut up. Well, what are you stalling for, Harris?
He's afraid if he wins, you'll fire him.
That's it.
I thought you'd welch on it.
20 cents to a dime. Make that $100 to 50 and you got a bet.
Don't try to show off, Bill. You had your chance. Now, let's drop it.
You know, I don't think Jack wanted to bet at all.
Sing. Kenny, your job on this program is to sing.
Well, I can have a hobby, can't I?
You better stick to stamps, Kenny, and go ahead with your song so we can get to do our play tonight.
Okay.
Hold it a minute. That must be Rochester. I asked him to call me. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Benny. This is Rochester.
Yeah, I was waiting for your call. Did you find my 2 tickets for the Rose Bowl game?
No, I look high and low. I can't find them anywhere.
Oh, God, that's a shame. Well, keep on looking. They might be in the house. They must be in the house someplace.
Okay.
So long.
So long. Say, boss, can I have tomorrow off? I gotta go to a wedding in Pasadena.
A wedding in Pasadena. Tell me, Rochester, who's getting married?
What was that, boss?
I said, who's getting married in Pasadena tomorrow?
Oh, aunt of mine.
An aunt of yours, eh? Who's she marrying?
Some fellow that's going to be my uncle.
Uh-huh, I see. Now, at what time does this wedding take place?
They kick off about 1:30.
What's that? What did you say?
Nothing. Keep quiet, operator.
Rochester, there was no operator on the line. Now, you found those Rose Bowl tickets, didn't you?
Well,
You found those tickets, didn't you?
Am I on those?
Answer me. Did you or did you not find those tickets?
Sing, Kenny.
Listen, Rochester, when I get home tonight, I want to find those 2 tickets on the dresser in my bedroom.
Okay, boss. Happy New Year.
Go ahead and sing, Kenny. That Rochester. The only way I can keep things in my house is to nail him down.
I promise you with heart sincere that I will always love you, dear. That when you need me, I'll be near. I promise you. My love for you is as great as a love can be. Yet words couldn't quite express the way that I feel. And as we stand at the doorway of days to be, I faithfully take an oath on all that concerns us both. I promise you with heart sincere that I will always love you, dear. That when you need me, I'll be near. I promise you. I promise you I'll build a shrine where we can keep our love divine until the very end of time. I promise you. With every dawn that I awaken, I know my chances will increase to keep the vow I've taken, to see that your joys never cease. I promise you your heart will sing in what will seem eternal spring. I'll try to bring you everything I promise you.
That was I Promise You, sung by Kenny Baker. And, Kenny, that was very good for a fellow who stayed up until 10 o'clock. Your voice hardly showed it.
Oh, I'll put myself together in a couple days.
I hope so. And, Kenny, if you got to bed at 10 o'clock last night, how'd you get those awful circles under your eyes?
I painted them on. Ain't I nuts?
You sure are. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for our feature attraction this evening...
I was going to paint wrinkles on my forehead, but my mother wouldn't let me.
Well, she was right. And now, ladies and gentlemen...
If I was Kenny's mother, I'd trade him in for an Airedale.
Now, Mary, Kenny's mother wouldn't do that. And now, folks...
We've got an Airedale.
All right. If you two will quiet down, I'd like to get on with our play. And now, folks...
You know something, Kenny? I never met your mother.
Oh, you didn't?
Phil, for heaven's sake, who cares? Now, let's get on with the play. Everybody's butting in here but Don.
Well, I met Mrs. Baker.
Oh. Well, I'm very happy to know it. And now, folks, going from Mrs. Baker to our feature attraction of the evening, this being the first day of the new year, tonight we are going to present an original play, a sort of a New Year's fantasy, entitled The New Tenants, or Goodbye 38, Hello 39. Now, I will...
You stole that from my poem.
Mary, that was just a coincidence, believe me. Now, in this fantasy, I will play the part of 1938. And Mary...
You know, Jack, I read this play 4 times, and I still can't understand it.
Well, in the first place, Kenny, our play is a little too deep. And in the second place, you're a little dope. Now, I will be 1938, and Mary will be Mrs. 1938, my loving, loyal wife. And we have 12 children. What are you laughing at?
I don't know. It's censored.
And keep still. Now, our play opens in the home of Mr. and Mrs. 1938, who live in a big round house called the Earth. It is almost midnight on December 31st, and their lease is about to expire. Curtain. Music. Oh, Mariah.
What do you want, Pa?
Better hurry up with that packing. The landlord says we got to get out by midnight to make room for the new tenant.
The new tenant? Who is he?
Oh, some little nudist by the name of 39. He don't know what he's getting into, does he, Ma?
Nope. This house sure has been a mess, ain't it?
You said it. Remember a couple of months ago when the bathtub ran over and got New England soaking wet?
I sure do. And say, Pa, what about the time last spring when the roof leaked and we had to hang Los Angeles out to dry?
Wasn't that awful?
Yep. Hey, Pa, turn on the moon. I can't see what I'm packing here.
Okay. Hey, Moon.
What do you want, you old fossil?
I want some light down here. And quit winking at my wife.
Okay. Say, you want some milk, too?
Milk?
Yeah, a cow just jumped over me.
Well, I'll be darned.
Quit gabbing, Pa. We ain't got much time.
That's right. Darn those shooting stars, they're having a feud again.
Doggone it, Pa. Even with all our troubles, I kind of hate to leave here.
So do I. After all, we did have a lot of fun.
Remember the time that scallywag Howard Hughes flew around our house in 5.5 days?
Do I? He sure had me dizzy. And then that fella Corrigan. He started to fly from the kitchen to the parlor, and the darn fool ended up on the back porch.
Say, Pa, did you pack up all the swing music?
I'm doing it now. Flatfoot bluesy with the Floyd. Might as well take that with us. Say, Ma, it's 5 minutes to 12. We better start rounding up the kids. Where are they?
Well, January, February, and March are outside playing on a cloud.
Oh, where's April?
He's taking a shower.
Oh, he's always doing that.
The rest of them are around here someplace.
Well, tell him to stick close. We're going to leave in just a few minutes.
I wonder who that can be.
I'll go over and see. A tisket, a tasket. Boy, am I sick of that. Well, look who's here.
Who is it, Pa?
It's old man Mars from across the Milky Way. Hiya, Mars.
Hiya, neighbor. Heard you were leaving tonight, so thought I'd drop over and say goodbye.
Well, that was mighty sweet of you.
Say, I sure handed you a scare a couple of months ago, didn't I?
You certainly... Hey, what was the big idea, anyway?
Well, I really didn't mean it. I was lighting a cigarette, and I reached down in the Hudson River to put the match out.
And what happened?
Well, my hand slipped, and I gave New Jersey a hot foot.
You sure did. Say, Mars, you'll have to excuse me now. It's almost midnight, and I got to be getting out of here. So long.
So long. Oh, say, I got my rocket ship outside. Can I give you a lift anywhere?
No, thanks. We'll be all right. Say, those rocket ships smoke a lot, don't they?
Yeah, the exhaust pipes are bad. I just flew by heaven, and now angels really got dirty faces.
Well, if you pass by the other place, give my regards to Fred Allen. So long, Mars.
So long.
Well, Ma, it's almost midnight, so put on that silly hat of yours and let's get going.
Okay, Pa.
There's the first stroke of 12. I wonder what's keeping the new tenant.
Don't worry, he'll be here.
Doggone, Ma, I forgot to find out where we're moving to.
Thought you bought a place over on Jupiter.
No, but I took a look at Venus. Time's a-fleeting. We can't leave until that little brat gets here.
That must be him now.
Yep. Come in. Well, hello, young fella. Are you the little New Year?
I ain't Bobby Green.
Well, my boy, come right in. Well, this is it, young man. Tell me, what do you think of your new home?
Boy, what a dump. This house could stand a lot of fixing up.
I know it, son. A lot of things wrong here, my boy. Yes, sirree. That Spanish shawl on the piano there is all ripped and torn. Need a lot of mending. And another thing, the china is just about all smashed to pieces. And while I think of it, son, if you see some little lost sheep roaming about, try and find a place for them around the house somewhere.
I'll do what I can. For heaven's sake, let's get going.
Just a second more. Now, there's just one more thing, young fella.
What's that?
May not sound like much, but it's a mighty big issue. Your greatest worry, my boy, is going to be to pick out a Scarlett O'Hara. That had me groggy all year.
Come on, Pa, you're talking too much.
I'm coming, Ma. Say, young fella, if you want any Jell-O, you'll find plenty in the pantry.
Thanks, old-timer.
You're welcome. Happy New Year, young fella.
Happy New Year.
Come on, Ma, let's go.
Here's a swell new dessert for the holiday season. It's one the whole family will enjoy, and it's easy to prepare. It's Jell-O butterscotch pudding. And until you've tried it, you don't know just how delicious a pudding dessert can be. Creamy smooth, rich and tasty, with that real old-fashioned butterscotch flavor that will bring the family back for more. Then try the new Jell-O vanilla pudding. Tempting, delicate, and full flavored. And the Jell-O chocolate pudding, smooth and chocolatey, the kind that Mother used to make, but far quicker and easier. For all three Jell-O puddings take next to no time to prepare. There's only a few minutes cooking required. You'll find the simple directions on every package. And these new puddings will be a real surprise to you, for they're just as good as your own. Made with the same fine, wholesome ingredients, with a taste and texture you'll say is perfect. The best way to buy is to get 3 packages at a time. So ask your grocer for Jell-O butterscotch, vanilla, and a chocolate pudding. The real homemade kind.
This is the last number of the 14th program in the new Jell-O series. And we will be with you again next Sunday night at the same time. Are you listening, Tommy? And now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to announce that in response to many, many requests, and owing to a renewed and timely interest, we are going to present our version of Walt Disney's famous picture, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, next Sunday night. So if you missed it the first time, folks, be sure and tune in. And if you heard it, tune in anyway, as we're going to have a brand new Prince Charming. Guess who, folks? Oh, Andy, you gave it away. Good night, folks.
K-E-L-L-O. On the Jell-O program, good courtesy of Mervyn LeRoy Productions. The Jell-O program, starring Jack Benny, with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Dennis Day, and yours truly, Don Wilson. The orchestra opens the program with Do I Love You? I often think, ladies and gentlemen, that we should celebrate the end of a good meal the same way we celebrate the end of a good year, on New Year's Eve. You know, with a smile, with lots of rejoicing and good cheer. Well, the happy ending to a meal merely calls for the right dessert. A swell topper offer like Jell-O. You can serve Jell-O in dozens of different ways, and know it will be a grand success. For one thing, Jell-O looks so good, with its brilliant glowing colors that seem to say, "Here, you, pick up a spoon and begin." And for another thing, Jell-O tastes so grand because it has an exciting, extra-rich flavor, a flavor as refreshing and delightful as the real ripe fruit itself. Just be sure of one thing when you buy. Be sure to look for the name Jell-O on the package, for that name is a trademark. It's the property of General Foods, and it tells you here's the real thing. The one and only Jell-O. So remember, those big red letters spell Jell-O, and Jell-O spells a treat. Do I Love You, played by the orchestra. And now, ladies and gentlemen, in just a few short hours, we will welcome in the new year, 1940. So without further ado, we bring you a man who was once 19 and once 40, Jack Benny.
Hello again. This is Jack Benny, who is rapidly closing in on Social Security talking. And, Don, you can go right ahead and kid about my age because I'm not the least bit sensitive. Remember that famous saying, Don, a man is just as old as he feels.
How do you feel, Jack?
Ooh, Johnny. But I'm only joking, Don. I'm one guy who welcomes every new year. It brings new life, new hopes, new calendars. Boy, they sent me enough calendars this year to paper my living room.
Now, Jack, don't tell me you hung up all the calendars people sent you.
Why not, Don? They have gorgeous paintings on them. I got a honey from my tailor. It's a picture of a beautiful Italian girl sitting in a gondola with her reflection in the moonlit waters of the Grand Canal in Venice. Oh, it's a Lulu.
From your tailor, huh?
Yes, and right under the picture is this Italian girl's name, Pleaso Remitto. That's the most artistic hint I ever got. Huh?
You think it'll work?
I doubt it. When they get subtle with me, I burn up. And say, Don, I got the cutest calendar from that little restaurant down the street where I eat once in a while.
Oh, you mean Ginsberg's Hanging Gardens?
That's it. Well, their calendar has a picture of the restaurant, and right under it is their new slogan, Ginsberg's Grill, where the matzo ball meets the soup. Isn't that original?
It certainly is.
Hey, Jackson, did you get one of those calendars from the Wilshire Bowl?
No, Phil, I didn't.
You didn't get one with my picture on it?
Your picture on it?
Why, certainly, yeah, the one where I'm standing with a baton in my hand, leading a 75-piece Philharmonic orchestra.
No, what's the title of it?
It Can't Happen Here.
You said it. Phil, where did you ever have a picture taken with 75 musicians?
Ocean Park, they do it with mirrors.
I knew there was a trick to it. Oh, hello, Mary.
Hello, Jack. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year, Mary. Happy New Year.
What are y'all talking about?
Well, I was just telling Don and Phil about the calendars I got this year. Gee, I got them hanging in every room.
Did you tell them about the one you got from your life insurance company?
Oh, that silly thing. They got their nerve.
What was it, Mary?
Just a picture of a hand with two fingers crossed.
Hey, they aren't so worried. Say, I wonder who thinks up all those calendars.
They sent me a bunch of them, too. And, Jack, you ought to see the swell one I got from the May Company.
You got one from the May Company?
Yeah. There's a beautiful picture of the store, and right under it says, "Come back, all is forgiven."
Well, it's nice to know there's a job waiting for you just in case you get fresh tonight.
Well, I ought to get fresh after that Christmas present you sent me. A fine gift, a saucer.
Now, wait a minute, Mary. It might not look like much, but that saucer I gave you happens to be real pewter.
It certainly does.
Well, there's no use talking to you. You just don't know a genuine antique when you see it. That saucer came over on the Mayflower.
I believe you. It still had coffee in it from the Pilgrims.
Well, the pilgrims made very good coffee, so stop complaining. Did you have a nice Christmas, Don?
Oh, yes, I did very well. In fact, I got some of the most beautiful presents I've ever seen.
You did? What'd you get, Don?
Well, I got some gold cufflinks, a moving picture camera, a camel's hair overcoat, a golf ball, and a diamond wristwatch.
Well.
Thanks for the golf ball, Jack.
You're welcome, Don. You do play golf, don't you?
No.
Oh, well. You really ought to take it up, Don. It's great exercise for a fellow like you, and there's so many beautiful courses around here.
That's fine. You give a guy one golf ball, and right away you want him to join a country club.
Well?
Why don't you give him a porthole and let him buy a yacht?
Mary, before you continue, remember the Maine, the Alamo, and the May Company. Anyway, Don, I'm sure glad Santa Claus was so nice to you.
Oh, yes, I'll never forget this Christmas.
I, too, had a joyous Yuletide.
Did you, Jazzbo? What did Santa have in his bag for you?
Well, besides that golf ball, thanks.
You're welcome.
Besides that, I got some neckties, a gold keychain, and a lovely cashier's sweater.
A what?
A cashier's sweater. You know, that soft, woolly stuff?
That's cashmere. Isn't that awful? Cashier's sweater. Well, so much for the presents. And now, Dennis, we're ready for a song. How about it? Huh?
Oh, no dialogue, eh?
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry, Dennis. Hey, really, I am sorry. You should have a little something to do here. Tell me, did you have a nice Christmas?
Yes, well.
That's good. Did you get a lot of presents?
Yeah, lots of them.
I see. Did you enjoy them?
I sure did.
Well, that's fine. That's fine. Fine.
Well, no laugh so far. I guess I better sing, eh?
That's a good idea. Go ahead, Dennis. Hold it a minute. Come in.
Mr. Benny?
Yes?
Did you get that calendar I sent you of Lady Godiva on a horse?
Yes, I did.
That was me with my hair down. Goodbye.
You ought to see him, folks. His head looks like a honeydew melon with ears. Sing, Dennis.
If my heart could only find a voice, would you then bestow a willing ear? You are the angel glow that lights a star. The dearest things I know are what you are. Someday my happy arms will hold you, and someday I'll know that moment divine when all the things you are
That was All the Things You Are, sung by Dennis Day. And just think, Dennis, that's your last song this year. That's the last time we'll hear your voice in 1939.
Gee, time certainly flies, doesn't it?
I'll say it does. You know, Dennis, it seems like only yesterday I was your age. Only yesterday I was 19.
And the day before yesterday, Washington crossed the Delaware.
Mary, I'm talking to Dennis. Wouldn't hurt if we had a little bit of sentiment this evening. As I was saying, Dennis, 1939 is soon coming to an end. In just a few more hours, the old year will pass right out.
And I won't be far behind.
Last year, you won by 8 lengths. Well, I suppose all you guys are going to celebrate tonight, make whoopee and everything. Are you stepping out tonight, Don?
Yeah, I'm going over to the Florentine Gardens and see Sally Rand do her fan dance.
Why, Don, you're blushing already. How about you, Mary? Where are you going?
I'm going over to Ginger Rogers' house. She's having a whole mob of people over, but she told me not to tell you, so forget it.
Well, I know why. She's sore on account of those Christmas cards I sold her.
What's the matter with her cards, Jack?
I told Rochester just to print Ginger Rogers on them, and he underlined the gin. He has to get so fancy, you know.
Well, Jack, I see you've got your tuxedo on. What are you going to do tonight?
Me? Oh, I've got a date down with my girlfriend. And we're stepping out, high, wide, and handsome.
I'll bet.
Well, we are. I'm going out with Gladys tonight. I got a big roll of bills, and I'm going to shoot the words.
What's that bulge in your hip pocket?
That's my dime bank. If necessary, I'm going to crack that open. Gladys and I are going to town.
Well, Jack, as long as you've got a heavy date, you ought to have another tuxedo. That one looks awful with those moth holes on the shoulders.
Oh, it's New Year's Eve, and they throw a little confetti on me. Who'll see him? Gladys won't mind.
Oh, boy, am I going to have fun tonight.
You are, Dennis?
Yeah, I'm taking my girl to a midnight show. Wow!
Well, what's so thrilling about that?
We aren't going to watch the picture.
Oh, yes. Those were the days. Well, anyway, fellas, I'm going to have to leave early tonight, so before I go...
Hey, Jackson, who is this Dame Gladys? Is she in the movies?
No, but she could be. She tested for the part of Scarlett O'Hara in Gone with the Wind.
Who didn't?
You didn't.
Take that back, son, or I'll horsewhip you.
Sorry, ma'am. May I offer my humble apologies?
Rastus, come here. There's a weevil in my jeweler.
All right, Phil, we've gone far enough.
No, we haven't, Colonel. Ladies and gentlemen, next time you're in the mood for a little old tempting dessert, why don't you run down to that little old grocery store and ask him for a little old package of Jell-O? It comes in 6 little old flavors: strawberry, raspberry, cherry, orange, lemon, and little old lime. Sure enough.
That's very good, Colonel Wilson. Powerful good.
Hey, Mr. Benny, what's the big idea?
It's payday, and we're all going to get Confederate money.
Well, I suppose that's hay. Anyway, fellas, getting back to wherever we were, as I was saying, I've got a date, so I have to leave pretty soon. But before I go, I want to tell you all to be here early next Sunday because we're going to do a very important play.
What's it going to be, Jack?
We're going to present our version of William Pearlberg's outstanding Columbia film production. That sensational stage hit and screen masterpiece. That dramatic cinema achievement, Golden Boy. Thank you, Goldie. So remember, fellas, be here on time next week, as this is a long play.
Oh, we'll be here. Don't worry.
Well, I'm going to run along now. Can't keep Gladys waiting. Take over the show, will you, fellas?
Sure, Jack. We'll carry on.
Say, did you hear this one, folks? I call my girl Grapefruit because every time I squeeze her, she hits me in the eye.
Squeeze me, Phil. I'll hit you in both of them. Now I am leaving.
Oh, don't go yet, Jack. I want you to hear my New Year's poem.
You can read it later, Mary. I haven't time now. Oh, just when I'm in a hurry. Come in.
Hiya, Buck. Happy New Year, everybody.
Well, Happy New Year, Andy, if you'd have been a second later, you'd have missed me. I was just leaving. I'm going to have a big night tonight.
Me too, Buck. I'm taking Ma and Pa over at the Wilshire Bowl.
Oh, over to Phil's place, eh? So you're spending a little dough on the old folks.
Oh, it won't cost me nothing. Pa writes all of Phil's material.
Well, I knew it wasn't Alexander Woolcott. So you're taking Ma and Pa to the Wilshire Bowl, eh? Are they going formal?
Yeah, you ought to see Pa. Top hat, white tie, and jug.
Well, taking a jug of corn to Harris's place, eh? That's like carrying coals to Newcastle. Well, I'll bet you have fun at that. Is your Ma going to wear an evening gown, Andy?
I think so. She just had her tattoo retouched.
Oh, yes. That anchor on her arm was starting to fade. Come to think of it.
Well, I got to run along now, Buck. Happy New Year, everybody!
Wait a minute, Andy. I'm leaving right away. I'll walk downstairs with you. See who it is, will you, Mary?
I got it. Hello? Yes, he's here. Oh, Jack, it's for you. It's Gladys.
Gladys? Give me that phone. You better run along, Andy. See you later.
Okay, Buck.
Hello, Gladys. Yeah, this is Speedy. I'm coming right over. What? You can't go? But Gladys, I got my tuxedo on. Gee, I got reservations and everything. Gee.
Tell her about your dime bank.
Quiet. Now, look, Gladys. Well, of course I believe you, but, gee, it's New Year's Eve. You gotta go. Oh, gee whiz, Gladys, won't you change your mind?
Of course I will.
Thanks. Mary, stay out of it. Now, look, Gladys, isn't there some way you can make it? But, honey, I got 2 tickets for dinner. I'll be so stuffed I can't walk. Well, all right. All right, so long, then. See you next week, Gladys. Goodbye. Fine thing. Well, what are you all staring at? Gladys had a very good excuse. And she's nuts about me, too. Well, she is.
Well, don't take it so hard, Jackson. Come on out with me tonight. I'll get you a date.
No, thanks. I don't feel like going anyplace.
Oh, come on with us, Jack. We'll have a lot of fun.
No, Don, thanks just the same. I'm going to drop over at Ginsburg's, have a cup of coffee, and then go home. Well, look after the show, Don. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year,
Jack.
So long.
Gee, I wish Jack had waited and gone along with us.
Yeah, no fun being alone on New Year's Eve.
I'll say it isn't.
Pardon me, fellas, I forgot my cane. Here it is. Well, so long. New Year's Eve, and I gotta go home. Oh, well, it's just like finding the money. Happy New Year, Mike.
Oh, hello, Mr. Benny, and a Happy New Year to you, too. Is your program over?
No, Mike, I just left early.
Oh, Stefanotti.
No, I'm just going over to Ginsburg's, have a cup of coffee, and then home.
Well,
Good night.
Good night, sir. Good night. Oh, by the way, Mr. Benny, thanks very much for that golf ball.
That's all right. So long, Mike. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, sir.
Well, everybody's sure having a good time tonight.
Happy New Year, mister. Yippee!
Happy New Year.
Where'd you get that derby?
Out. Hey, cut that out. A brand new hat, too. Boy, what a crowd. Well, here's Ginsburg's. Hello, Sam.
Happy New Year, Mr. Benny. Did you got my calendar?
Yes, I did, Sam. I liked it better than last year.
It's nothing fancy, and still it's for nothing, you know?
Yes, it's lovely, Sam.
Are you all alone tonight?
Yep, just dropped in for a cup of coffee.
With a tuxedo on, it's 5 cents extra.
All right, I'll pay it.
Yeah, but with that tuxedo, let it go.
All right, Sam. Oh, hello.
Hello.
Coffee, please.
Would you like a sandwich or some toast with it?
No, thanks, just coffee.
Want a little cream with it?
No, just some black coffee.
Gee, I'm sorry about that.
That's all right, Gladys. That's all right. Forget it.
But honest, Jack, Mamie promised she'd work for me tonight.
Mamie. All the time it's Mamie. Couldn't have let me know before the last minute.
I'm sorry, Speedy.
Well, see, you're wearing my corsage and on that uniform yet. Forget about the coffee. I'm going home.
I'll be through at 3 o'clock.
At 3 o'clock, I'll be snoring. Goodbye.
Well, if that's the way you feel about it, here's your golf ball back.
Keep it. It always blames everything on Mamie. It's always Mamie's fault. Hey, taxi! Taxi! This is the house on your left, Joe.
Okay.
What does the meter say?
$1.10.
Well, here's $2. It's all yours.
Gee, thanks, Mr. Penny.
You're welcome.
Say, you sure you won't change your mind to go out with me and Mamie?
No, thanks, Joe. Some other night. Good night.
Good night.
I should go out on a party with Mamie after what she did to me. Fine New Year's Eve. Well, I guess I'll turn in.
Is that you, Josephine?
What?
Uh-oh. Happy New Year, boss.
Happy New Year. Rochester, I thought you were going out tonight and celebrate.
No hurry, boss.
Oh.
On Central Avenue, Father Time lingers till we get rolling.
I see. Well, I'm going upstairs and go to bed.
Why don't you sit in the library? It's nice and cozy there with the fireplace and everything.
I guess I will at that. Say, where's my sister and brother-in-law, Mr. Fenchel?
Your sister, your brother-in-law, and your full-dress suit are out for the evening.
I wish Leonard would stay out of my clothes closet. Where's our boarder, Mr. Billingsley?
He ain't come home yet.
Gee, that fire looks good. I'm going to sit down in this easy chair and relax.
Do you want your bedroom slippers?
Yes, Rochester, take them off. Bring me a glass of milk, will you?
Milk? Wouldn't you like something a little stronger tonight, boss?
No, Rochester.
I got a bottle of champagne right here. Can I pour you a glass?
No, Rochester.
Don't you want just one little sip?
No, I don't want one little sip.
Well, can I even wave the cork under your nose?
No, all I want is a glass of milk. Well, Rochester, in just a few hours, it'll be 1940. A brand new year.
It ain't getting off to a very good start, is it?
No, it isn't. With all this quarreling and fighting that's going on in the world.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yep. You know, Rochester, what this world needs is more peace, more brotherly love.
Boss, what this world needs is a few less people who are making less people.
You said it. Throw another log in the fire, Rochester, will you?
Okay.
Oh, good evening, Mr. Billingsley.
Good evening, Mr. Benny. Happy New Year.
Same to you. Won't you sit down for a few minutes?
No, thanks. Think I'll turn in. Good night.
Good night. He's an awfully nice fellow, but I wish he wouldn't walk on his hands all the time. Rochester, turn on the radio. I want to hear how our program is getting along.
It's over, ain't it?
Not yet.
So Happy New Year, Happy New Year. That is our wish. Oh, yes, indeedy. From me and Don and Phil and Dennis and good old Jack. Are you listening, Speedy?
Yes, I'm listening.
Goodbye, goodbye, old 39. Here's good luck to all mankind. So happy
The end.
Gee, I wish I'd have heard the start of that. Turn it off, Rochester.
Okay.
Well, I think I'll get to bed.
Ain't you going to stay up and welcome the new year in?
No, I'm tired. Good night.
Good night. Say, boss, I ain't going to get to bed till early in the morning. Do you mind if I sleep late?
How late do you want to sleep?
Till about Thursday.
All right, have a good time. Good night, Rochester.
Good night.
Ya-da-da-da-dum, da-dee-da-dum, bum-bum, bum-dee-da-dum, bum. Hey, Rochester!
What do you want, boss?
Will you please call up Ginsberg's restaurant? I left my cane there.
Okay.
Good night, Rochester. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, boss. Happy New Year.
In the 1 cup of hot water, dissolve 1 package of strawberry jello. Now, there's a remark, ladies and gentlemen, that could very easily lead to something, and it does. It leads to something mighty good, because it's the first line of a recipe for making a brand new jello dessert called pineapple snow, and here's how you make it. Dissolve 1 package of strawberry jello in 1 cup of hot water, and add a cup of golden fragrant canned pineapple juice. Chill until cold and syrupy. Then place in a bowl of cracked ice, add 1 egg white, and whip with a rotary egg beater. And that's pineapple snow, a swell treat with its foamy rose-pink color and the rich flavor of strawberry jello combined with tangy pineapple. You've probably already planned your whole New Year's Day dinner for tomorrow, but if you're still trying to think of a simple yet simply elegant dessert for that late evening supper, here's the answer. Use strawberry jello and make some delicious pineapple snow.
This is the last number of the 13th program in the new Jello series, and we will be with you again next Sunday night at the same time. So to be sure to tune in and listen to our version of Golden Boy. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year! Happy New Year! Happy New Year! Jello. Here's news. Every Tuesday night, the Aldrich Family is on the air, starring Ezra Stone as Henry Aldrich, that lovable hard-luck kid. Consult your local newspaper or radio guide for time and stations, and be sure to tune in on the Aldrich Family next Tuesday night.
This is the National Broadcasting
Radio,
Company.
the true, good, and beautiful at ChestertonRadio.com.
That was We Did It Before, and we can do it again from the Broadway show Banjo Eyes, played by the orchestra. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we bring you a man who gave a big party last Thursday at his home in Beverly Hills. A host whose Christmas dinner was the greatest thing since Harper's Bazaar diet, Jack Benny.
Thank you. Hello again. This is Jack Benny talking, and Don, for a man who ate 15 stalks of celery, and heaven knows how many when I wasn't looking, you're a fine one to complain.
But after all, Jack, that's all there was to eat. Celery and ham hocks.
Ham hocks? I had turkey.
You had ham hocks. Sticking that feather duster in them didn't fool anybody.
Look, it fooled Dennis because he asked for the breast. Anyway, Don, ham hocks are marvelous. I'm crazy about them.
Well, I'm glad of that, because my wife says the next time you come to our house, that's all you're going to get.
Well, that's the cheapest thing I ever heard of. You've got a backyard full of chicken. Anyway, Don, regardless of what you say, my party was a success.
Hello, Jack.
Oh, hello, Mary.
Say, Jack, you notice anything new today?
Well, let's see. Are you wearing a new dress?
No.
New shoes?
No.
New pocketbook?
No.
Well, I give up. What's new about you?
I'm wearing that lousy mascara you gave me for Christmas.
Now, just a minute, young lady. In that gorgeous hand-painted gift box, you also found a lipstick and talcum powder and bath salt and a beautiful pink and white washcloth.
The washcloth I already returned to the Ambassador Hotel.
That didn't come from the hotel. It was made by the Ambassador Knitting Mills. Read before you return. Speaking of Christmas presents, I've got a good notion to tell Don what you gave me.
What was it, Jack?
A lot of thought she put into it.
Well, it was useful. You've got to admit that.
Sure, useful.
Well, what was it, Jack? What did Mary give you for Christmas?
A nutcracker for coconut. So big I can't even lift it.
Well, I was going to get you mussels, but I didn't know where to buy them.
Very funny. Well, I'll tell you one thing, Mary. You can take that present you gave me right back to the May Company. First thing in the morning.
You take it. Every time I go there, I forget and punch the clock.
All right, I'll take it back myself. But the next time...
Hey, look at Dennis. What's the matter with him?
Where? Oh, hello, Dennis.
Hello.
Well, what's the matter with you?
Just ask me how my girl is. Go ahead, ask me.
All right, Dennis, how's your girl?
She can go sit on a tack.
What's this all about? What's wrong between you and your girl?
Well, I gave her some beautiful earrings for Christmas, and just because I swallowed one, she slapped me.
Well, Dennis, how in the world did you happen to swallow one of your girl's earrings?
I was whispering something to her, and I got too confidential.
Oh. Well, that could happen.
But only to him.
You said it. Anyway, don't worry, Dennis. You and your girl will make up.
Oh, yeah? As soon as I get my bicycle back, I'm going to give her the air.
Well, I don't blame you.
I sold over 8,000 magazines to get that bicycle. It's mine.
All right. Forget about your girl and your bicycle. And change the subject. Say, Dennis, did you have a good time at my Christmas party?
Yeah, but gee, the turkey sure made me thirsty.
It was a little salty, but you had fun, though, didn't you, Dennis? You certainly met a lot of celebrities.
What do you mean, celebrities?
I mean movie stars. Ginger Rogers was there, wasn't she?
Ginger Rogers' car broke down, and she stopped in to use your telephone.
Whoever walks in that front door is a guest. Whether it's Ginger or Moyvin. And there were other stars there, too. Oh, say, Don, did you read any notices about my party in the society pages? I imagine all the papers covered it, huh?
No, Jack. I looked, but I didn't see a word about your party.
Oh, you didn't, huh?
Oh, I saw a swell write-up, Jack.
Where? Who did it? Where? What? Where? Where'd you see a write-up?
In the downtown shopping news.
Oh.
I thought you'd like to read it, so I clipped it out. Get a load of this, fellas. Jack Benny's Christmas party last Thursday was one of the outstanding events of the Beverly Hills social season.
Well.
Among those present were Rodney Dangerfield, the cowboy star, Barney Dean, Stella Buggenhaven.
That's Rodney's leading lady, remember? Yeah.
And your reporter, Scoop Scoopsky.
Good old Scoop. Go on, Mary.
A delicious ham hocks a la Duster were enjoyed by all.
Ham hocks?
Quiet. Go ahead, Mary.
And the highlight of the evening was when Miss Ginger Rogers stopped in to use the telephone.
I'll never forget the look on Scoop's face.
After dinner, the guests retired to Mr. Benny's rumpus room, which was tastefully decorated with holly, mistletoe, and a huge bag.
That was the present Mr. Billingsley gave me. Boy, am I going to have flowers. What else does it say, Mary?
The party broke up around 10 p.m. when the ace of spades fell out of Barney Dean's sleeve.
For a minute there, I thought Rodney was going to shoot him. That was a lovely notice, Mary. Well, Dennis, give it to me, Mary. I'll send it to my father. He thinks I'm cheap. Well, Dennis, it's time for a song, so how about it?
Say, I thought Mr. Dangerfield did take a shot at him.
Dennis, we won't discuss those things now. Let's have your song.
Okay.
Hold it. Come in.
Mr. Benny?
Yes?
A happy New Year, you I wish, and season's greetings so delish. I hope your days are bright and sunny.
Well, thank you, sir.
You're welcome, honey.
Get out of here! thing, Dennis. I must call up Barney and see if he needs another transfusion. I don't know. That was Who Called, sung by Dennis Day. And, Dennis, that was swell. By the way, kid, before I forget it, I want to thank you for that lovely Christmas present you sent me. Shaving cream is one thing I can always use. Yes, sir.
That wasn't shaving cream, Mr. Benny. That was a tube of anchovy paste.
Oh, anchovy paste. I was wondering why it didn't lather. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the cat kept licking my face all morning. That should have tipped me off right there. Oh, well. And now, ladies and gentlemen...
Hiya, fellas. Well, tomorrow's the big night. You got your reservation in, Jackson?
What reservation?
You know, me and the boys. We're opening downtown at the Biltmore Bowl.
Oh, yes, that's right. Wilshire Bowl, Biltmore Bowl. Said you and your orchestra have been in more bowls than a pair of chopsticks.
Hey! Yeah, that's all right. I'm going to pull that tomorrow night. Can I have that gag, Jackson?
It's yours for $2, Phil. That's what I paid for it. I'll be glad to get out from under, you know. Say, Phil, what kind of a show have you got lined up for the opening?
It's terrific. First, we're going to play some straight band numbers, then sing a lot of novelty songs, and then Charlie Bagby's going to do a soft shoe dance.
Bagby, your piano player? Does he dance?
No, but we got to get him up. That stool needs painting.
Oh.
And then, on the late show, Frankie, my guitar player, is going to get up and do some acrobatic tricks.
Look, Phil, on the late show, if Frankie just gets up, I'll give him a hand, believe me. And don't tell us any more, you'll spoil it. Huh?
Say, Phil, your opening going to be formal? Do I have to dress?
Well, you ought to wear something. Always an answer. That Harris is a clip. A clip? That Harris is a clip. What a character.
Say, Phil, shall we tell Jack the surprise we got cooked up for the opening?
Yeah, Jackson, Mary, and me are going to do a cute little number called How About You? You know, it's the one that Mickey Rooney and Judy Garland sing in their new picture.
Hey, that ought to be good. And listen, if you want another great idea, how about, this is terrific. How about in the second chorus, if I pick up my violin and
See
play...
what I told you, Phil?
Listen, Mary, it's Phil's opening, and if he wants me to play a violin solo, that's his business. Hey, Philzy?
Them ham hocks I ate, but the violin is over my dead body.
All right.
Say, Phil, why don't you and Mary try out that song for us tonight?
All right, come on, Mary. Let's show them how it goes.
Okay.
All right, go ahead. But if you hear a violin in the second chorus, don't be surprised. Go ahead, let's have the song. Wait a minute, I'll take it. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Benny. This is Rochester.
What do you want?
I was just wondering, boss, can I have tomorrow night off on account of New Year's Eve?
Rochester, New Year's Eve isn't until Wednesday night.
Well, I want to let my hair down. It takes me 2 days to drink the curl out of it.
Now, Rochester, let me make one thing clear. You're getting New Year's Eve. You're getting New Year's Eve off, and that's all. And furthermore, I want you to be back to work at 9 a.m. the next morning.
9 a.m.?
Yes, 9 a.m.
Okay. If I ain't in the kitchen, look in the rose bushes.
I'm not going to hunt for you. Now, look, Rochester, there are a lot of things you can do on New Year's Eve besides drinking. You can throw confetti.
Uh-huh.
And you can blow horns.
Uh-huh.
And break balloons.
Uh-huh.
And when midnight comes and the old year passes out...
I want to go with it.
Rochester, believe me, I know what I'm talking about. You'll feel much better the next day if you stick to ginger ale like I do.
Okay, you're the boss.
You mean you're going to stick to ginger ale?
No, just okay, you're the boss.
Well, I don't care what you do, but I want to see you 9 o'clock the following morning on the job. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Oh, say, boss.
Now what?
I forgot to thank you for that beautiful Christmas present you gave me.
That's all right, Rochester.
I always wanted a fountain pen.
That's good.
Now that I got that bottle of ink, I'm going to buy one.
I knew you'd like it. So long, Rochester.
So long.
So hard to figure out what to buy him. He has everything. Now, where were we?
Well, Mary and me are going to give out with that song.
Oh, yes, go ahead. Remember what I said about the second chorus. Sing, my little chickadees. My writers are working for W.C. Fields now.
I like New York in June. How about you?
I like the Gershwin tune. How about you?
I love a fireside when a storm is due.
I like potato chips, moonlight, and motor trips. How about you?
I'm mad about good books, can't get my fill.
And Robert Taylor's look gives me a thrill.
Holding hands in a movie show when all the lights are low
May not be new, but I like it. How about you? I like Fred Allen's jokes.
Yeah, to a degree.
I love the common folk.
That was How About You from the MGM picture Babes on Broadway, sung by Mickey Harris and Judy Livingston, with violin hot lick by Jivin' Jackie Benny. You see, that fiddle bit in there really helped the number, didn't it, Mary? Didn't it, Phil? Didn't it, Don? Didn't it, Dennis?
Who, me?
Thanks. And now, ladies and gentlemen, as is our custom at this time of year, tonight we are going to present our annual New Year's play entitled The New Tenants, or Goodbye 41, Hello 42. Now, once again, I will play the part of
Say, Mr. Benny, every year you do one of these plays and I don't understand them.
Well, you see, Dennis, these little sketches we do at the close of each year are not so much plays as they are allegorical fantasies.
Oh.
See, they deal with the abstract and the esoteric rather than with the prosaic.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
Do you understand, Dennis?
Give me that again, and if my face lights up, stop.
All right. Now, look, kid.
Ladies and
These
gentlemen,
sketches we do at the
while
close
Jack
of
is
each year
explaining tonight's play to
are not
Dennis,
plays
let me
in the
tell you
ordinary sense
about
of the
Jell-O
word.
with its new
And
locked-in
they're not
process.
satires, such as we often do in motion
Jell-O is
pictures.
not only economical and easy to make,
fantasy,
but comes in 6
allegorical
delicious flavors:
and they're abstract
strawberry,
rather than
raspberry, cherry, orange, lemon, and lime. I thank you.
But listen to the thought behind it. So remember, it's nothing but abstract symbolism. Have you got it, Dennis?
Yes, sir.
Rub a little on me, will you, kid?
Phil, you've got an important role. You're going to be Uncle Sam, so study it. Now, in our sketch tonight, I will play the part of the old year, 1941, who has been living in a big boarding house called the United States, run by Uncle Sam and his wife, Columbia. Mary, you're going to be Columbia, and you have 48 children, one for each state in the Union.
48 children. Holy smoke.
Well, you were born in 1776.
Oh, well, that's not so bad then.
Of course. And, oh, yes, you have some adopted kids, too, like Puerto Rico, Hawaii, the Philippines, and so on. And now for our play. As the curtain rises, it is almost midnight of December 31st. And old man 1941 is up in his room, packing his bags and ready to make his exit. Curtain. Music. Oh, Columbia. Columbia, will you come up here, please?
What do you want, 41?
Give me a hand with this packing, will you? Got to get out of here before midnight and make room for the new tenant.
Oh, yes, little 42 will be here any minute.
Boy, am I a wreck. I'm glad I'm not a leap year. I couldn't stand another day.
You're telling me. If you didn't have starch in your beard, you'd topple right over.
I do look a little like a tripod. I can go along with the gag. Say, where's your husband, Uncle Sam? I'd like to say goodbye to him.
Oh, he's around someplace. You know, he's been working night and day.
He sure has. I like the way all your kids have pitched in and helped him, too. Here comes one of your boys now.
Yeah, that's my fattest one.
Hello, Texas.
Hello, old-timer. Hiya, boy.
My, look at the size of that boy.
Yeah, it's getting a little plump around El Paso.
His Galveston could stand a little reducing, too. Fine boy, though.
Say, Ma, have you seen Pa around? I got some new airfields I want to show him.
Oh, he's out in the yard somewhere, and he's madder than a hornet.
I'll go look for him. See you later, Mom.
You know, Columbia, I don't blame Sam for being so riled up.
You mean about our little adopted daughter, Lulu?
Yep, Lulu. Burns me up just to think of it. There she was on a Sunday morning out in the yard picking pineapples, minding her own business, when a swarm of them darn yellow jackets flew in and stung her right in the back.
That was a low-down trick if I ever heard of one.
Well, she's got plenty of flit there now. Let 'em come back. Hey, Columbia. Columbia, hand me some of that swing music, will you? Might as well pack that. Take it along with me.
Here you are.
Thanks. Hot shut wrong, turn down the real wrong. In a brawler, suet. Boy, am I sick of that. Well, I'll just pack it in here in my grip.
You might as well take all these strikes and arguments with you, too.
Yep, you won't be needing them for a while. No, siree.
Hey, old-timer, come over here by the window. Look.
Well, I'll be darned, there's that mad dog Adolf. Look at that bear chasing him.
Is that a Russian bear?
It ain't Carmichael. Look at him go. Oh, shut up, Benito. Who cares about you? Well, we gotta be out of here before long. What time is it, Columbia?
About 3 minutes to 12.
I better get finished up here.
Doggone them double-crossers. I'll get even with them if it's the last thing I do.
Here comes Sam now.
Hello, Uncle Sam.
Ain't you gone yet?
Nope, got about 2 more minutes. Now, calm down, Sam. Don't get excited.
Well, it's about time I got excited. When I think of what they're doing to my boy Manila.
Well, I don't blame you.
I'm going to kick the teeth out of them yellow devils. That's about all there is to them anyway.
Attaboy, Sam.
Well, Sam, I'll be leaving you pretty soon. Doggone, look at that clock. Just got my duds together in time. That's the first stroke of 12. Wonder what's keeping the new tenants. Little fella should be here by now.
Don't worry, he'll show up.
Now, here's a little tip for you, Sam. Just keep your shirt on, but your sleeves rolled up. Everything will be all right.
Well, when I think of what they did to Lulu...
Take it easy now. Take it easy. Time's a-fleeting. I can't leave till that little shaver gets here.
That must be him now.
Yeah. Come in. Well. Hello, young fella. You the little New Year?
This ain't a sarong I'm wearing.
That's good. You're going to need a sense of humor, kid. Come on in. Want to meet Uncle Sam and his wife, Columbia.
Glad to know you, folks.
Hello, Sonny.
Hiya, Bub. Make yourself to home.
Well, son, I hope you brought some good things with you. You like staying in this house. It's the finest home on the block.
I'm glad to hear that. You better be moving along, old-timer. I've got work to do.
Yep. Might as well be moseying along. But before I go, I want to give you a little advice. First, take good care of Uncle Sam here. Let him get mad when he wants to, but see that he don't fly off the handle.
Damn gall-darn pest.
See what I mean? Take care of his friends and good neighbors, too. And that Dutch uncle of his.
Leave it to me, old-timer.
And look, you may have to put out the lights here in the house once in a while, but see that torch at the front gate is always burning. And say, before I forget it, Uncle Sam's got a nephew named Franklin that's taking mighty good care of the old boy. Ain't he, Sam?
You're darn tootin'.
So keep an eye on him, son, and give him all the help you can.
Franklin, huh? Well, I'll write that down.
And as long as you're writing down names, here's another one for you. Put down Winston.
Winston?
Yep.
Franklin and Winston. What are these two fellas' last names?
Ain't necessary, son. Everybody knows them.
Anyone else?
Well, let's see. You can put down Chiang Kai-shek. Nice fella. Believe me, he's just as tough as he is to pronounce.
And, oh, there's a lot more of them, but Sam will give you the names later. Well, gotta be leaving. So long, Sam.
So long, old-timer.
Here we go.
So long, 41.
So long, Columbia. Keep 'em flying.
The Jell-O program brought to you by Jell-O and Jell-O Pudding, starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Dennis Day, Rochester, and yours truly, Don Wilson. The orchestra opens the program with Be Young Again. Not just a little flavor. That was Be Young Again, played by the orchestra. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let us take you back to last Wednesday night and show you how Jack and the rest of us celebrated New Year's Eve. Our little story opens at Jack's house around 7 p.m., where Jack, assisted by Rochester, is getting dressed for a big night at the
Rochester, where did you put the cufflinks for my dress shirt?
The what?
The pearl cufflinks. What happened to them?
Don't you remember, boss, you said I could wear them to my lodge meeting the other night?
All right, now give me my cufflinks.
Well, here's what happened, boss. One of them slipped out of my cuff and rolled under the pool table.
Uh-huh.
And when I got down on my knees to pick it up, somebody faded me.
Well, I'll be... So you lost one of my links in a crap game. What happened to the other one?
That lasted for about 3 passes, then bingo.
Well, that's a fine fix you put me in. What do you expect me to do, keep my hands in my pockets all evening?
Why don't you stick one of them in your vest like Napoleon?
Napoleon?
He was Emperor of France.
I know what he was. You don't have to tell me about Napoleon. My cousin Boo Boo's worn his hat sideways since he was 12 years old. Oh, well, I'll just have to roll these cuffs up a little and hope they stay there.
Pardon me, Mr. Benny, but what conveyance are you planning on to take you to the Biltmore Bowl?
You're driving us there in the Maxwell, of course. Then afterwards, the evening is yours. Are you going to celebrate tonight, Rochester?
Yes, sir. I'm going to a ball at the Central Avenue. You walk in. If you're not carried out, you get your money back club.
Oh. Well, you better walk in and out. Now, remember, Rochester, you promised not to drink tonight.
Yes, sir. I'll just order martinis and eat the olives out of them.
That's right. You can eat all the olives you want.
I got a bad tooth, though. I might have to float them down.
What was that? Now, Rochester, I'm warning you for the last time. When you come to work tomorrow, if you're not... Oh, hello, Mary.
Hello, Jack. Aren't you dressed yet?
I'm just finishing up.
Well, hurry. Dennis is waiting outside for us in a cab.
A cab? Mary, I told you Rochester's going to drive us down to the Biltmore and the Maxwell.
I am not riding in that smudge pot with this new evening gown.
You're going to take the Maxwell. You're not the only one that's dolled up, sister. I've got my tuxedo on.
You can burn that under an orange tree, too.
All right. We'll take a cab.
Then come on, let's go.
I can't leave until little Carolyn Lee gets here. I promised to let her see me all dressed up.
That kid is sure crazy about you, boss.
Well, I have a way with the ladies, I guess. Whether they're 6 or 60.
But in between, you can't get one unless they're hungry.
Now, listen, Mary, I'm a ladies' man at any age.
Then why did you phone at the last minute and make me break a date to go out with you tonight?
Because Stella Buggenhaven happens to be working. And I sent her an orchid this afternoon before I found out. Like a darn fool.
How do you know she's working?
Because she canceled her date with me. She got to do retakes on her new picture, The Sweetheart of Gopher Gulch.
Well, she looks like a gopher if I ever saw one.
Mary, if you ever looked a gopher right in the face, you'd see that they have beautiful, soft brown eyes. And so has Stella. Anyway, I'm hooked for an orchid. Oh, well.
Come on, Jack. That's Dennis waiting for us in the cab.
Well, run along. I'll join you in a minute. Here, take my violin with you.
Oh, Jack, you always have to drag that fiddle every place you go.
Mary, Phil's orchestra's playing there, and Phil may call on me to entertain. If he wants to remain on my program. Now, take it with you.
Okay. Happy New Year, Rochester.
Same to you, Miss Livingston.
Well, Rochester, I guess you can run along, too. Have a good time tonight.
Thanks, Mr. Benny.
And look, Rochester, I know it's New Year's Eve, so I'm not going to be a wet blanket. I'll tell you what. It's okay with me if you take one drink at the stroke of midnight.
There's 12 strokes, boss. Let's hit them all.
Well, I'm not going to argue about it. You can go now, Rochester, but remember, I'm putting you on your honor.
That'll take care of everything. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Rochester. Oh, by the way, have you seen... Oh, well, I'll find it. Must be around here somewhere. Yada-dee-da-dum, da-dee-da-dum, da-dum, bum-dee-da-da-dee. Not there. Da-dum, bum-dee-da-da-dum, bum-dee-da-dee. I had it yesterday. I can't imagine what happened to it. I wonder if it's in the... Oh, hello, Carolyn.
Hello, Jack.
Well, I'm wearing my tuxedo. How do I look?
Gee, I think you're the prettiest man in the whole world.
Now, wait a minute, Carolyn. You're taking in a lot of territory. Prettiest man. By the way, honey, this afternoon when we were playing those games, did you hide something you didn't tell me about?
What do you mean, Jack?
Well, I've been looking all over for a certain something, and I can't find it. Did you hide it somewhere? Huh?
What do you think?
I think you did. Now, tell Uncle Jack where you put it.
No, you'll have to look for it.
Carolyn, I'm in a hurry. Now, tell me, where is it?
No, you'll have to guess.
Carolyn, I'm in no mood for guessing. Look, kid, I'm going out tonight. I've got to have my toupee. Now, Carolyn, please tell me, where did you put it?
Well, I was out in the yard, and a poor little bird didn't have any nest.
Oh, fine. Well, I'll just fluff my hair up a little. That'll have to do, I guess. I have to leave now, Carolyn, so kiss me goodnight, and I'll see you tomorrow.
I thought I was going with you.
Carolyn, I didn't say tonight. I said when you're 18 years old, I'll go out with you on New Year's Eve.
But when I'm 18, you'll be 35 or 40.
I'll take that. Now, good night, honey. Run along home and tell your mother I said Happy New Year.
I want to stay here and have some bread and jam.
You can have bread and jam tomorrow. Now, good night, Carolyn.
Good night, Jack. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, sweetheart. Four jars of jam already this week. Not only that, my toupee is up in a tree somewhere. Oh, well. I'm coming. Ooh, my shins. Darn, these dress shoes are too slippery. Got to wear them more often. Oh, hello, Mr. Billingsley.
Good evening, Mr. Benny. A little cockeyed, I see.
No. I just tripped and fell down the steps. Say, you're home rather early, Mr. Billingsley. Aren't you going to wring out the old and ring in the new?
Not tonight. I always do my laundry on Monday.
Oh, I see.
Well, good night, Mr. Benny.
Good night.
A gentleman wouldn't say that.
Well, I never saw one that didn't. What does that mean? I can't figure him out at all.
Hurry up, Jack. We can't wait here all night.
I'm coming. Click, 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 click. Listen to that meter. 3:35 already. Wow. Say, Dennis, how come you haven't got a date? I thought you were going to bring a... Whoops, 3:40. I thought, Dennis, I thought you were going to bring a girl tonight. What happened?
She had to work.
Oh, is she a chorus girl?
No, she's a welder at Lockheed.
Well, I can sympathize with you, Dennis. I had a date with Stella Buggenhaven tonight, but she had to do retakes on the Sweetheart of 350. I know that thing is going too fast. Go for Gulf. It's too bad I sent her that orchid. Well, here we are at the Biltmore Bowl.
Look at that sign. Bill Harris and his orchestra, but come in anyway.
Yeah. How much is that, buddy?
Exactly what it says, $3.50.
Oh.
Let me pay it, Mr. Benny.
No, Dennis, this is on me.
But I insist.
Nothing doing, kid. This is my treat.
Okay.
Here you are, buddy.
Thanks.
Come on, Mary.
Oh, boy, I bet we're going to have fun tonight.
Oh, boy, if you can't talk sense, shut up. Come on, let's go in. There's Phil's band. I hope he reserved a good table for us. Where do you think you're going, Dennis?
I'm going with you.
Oh, you are, eh?
Oh, Jack, for heaven's sake, what's the matter with you?
I can't stand a cheapskate.
Say, Phil got us a nice ringside table, didn't he?
Yeah, right near the orchestra. Yippee!
Dennis, have fun, but don't kick my violin. It's right there by your foot. Gee, I wish I had a paper hat like everybody else.
What do you want with a paper hat?
You're supposed to wear one on New Year's Eve. I'll straighten this out. Where's the waiter? Pardon me, are you the waiter?
What do I look like with this napkin over my arm? A roller towel?
Now, just watch your step, Bud. I happen to be a very good friend of Phil Harrison.
You can have him, too.
Now, look, waiter, you get me a paper hat, or I'll tell this young man with me not to leave a tip after he pays the check. Scram. The thing I hate is a fresh waiter.
Well, look who's here. Cash customers. Hiya, Jackson.
Hello, Phil. You sure got a big crowd here tonight.
Why not? Good music, good food, and just oodles of Harris.
Hey, what more can anyone ask? Huh?
Say, Phil, I see you've got a bigger orchestra tonight. Isn't that a new man in the front row?
Where?
The big guy with the mustache.
He ain't no musician. That's a house detective.
Well, what's the house detective doing in your orchestra?
He claims the bass fiddle is full of spoons.
Are you kidding? Why, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, but if he ever looks in that tuba, we're cooked. Well, see you later, kids. I'm going over to say hello to Don Wilson. He and Peggy are in a big party over here.
Oh, well, tell him to drop over, huh? Hey, waiter. Waiter, what about that paper hat?
Here you are, a gorgeous green one.
How can I wear a green hat with my blue eyes? The colors clash.
Oh, what are you worried about? You'll be asleep in a few minutes anyway.
I'm going to stay up tonight. I took a Benzedrine. Get me another hat, waiter. And here's something else. There's no confetti at this table. When it's midnight and the celebration starts, what am I going to throw?
Shake that tuxedo and let the moths fly out.
Now, listen, you one more wisecrack, and I'll speak to Baron Long, the owner of this hotel. He's a pal of mine. If you don't mind, we'd like to order drinks. What do you want, Mary?
I'll just have a lemonade.
Okay. I'll have a glass
Good evening, Mr. Burney. Are you having a good time tonight?
Yes, thank you.
That's good.
I'll have a... Who was that, Mary?
Your pal, Baron Long.
Oh. Waiter, I'll have a glass of muscatel. How about you, Dennis?
Make fine a zombie.
A zombie? You'll have a lemonade the same as Mary.
Okay, but I'm going to hiccup.
All right, hick. Do anything you want. Waiter, that'll be 2 lemonades and a glass of muscatel for me.
Yes, sir. I'll bet you're a beast when you have a couple of drinks in you, sir.
Quite the contrary. I'm very jovial. And don't forget that confetti. Come on, kids. Let's blow our horns and have fun. For heaven's sake, it's New Year's Eve.
Hey, Jack. Jack, look who just came in.
Where?
He's coming down the steps. It's Rodney Dangerfield, that corny cowboy.
Oh, yeah.
And look who's with him.
Who? Well, I'll be Stella Buggenhaven. So she was working tonight, eh? Imagine ditching me for that.
Hello, Rodney.
Howdy, ma'am. A mighty happy New Year to you.
Same to you, partner.
And Jack, how be you?
I be fine. Now, who's the young lady with you, Rod?
Hello, Jack.
Well, it can't be Stella Buckenhaven. She's working tonight. And where did you get that lovely orchid, as if I didn't know? Miss Buckenhaven?
Why, Jack, I do believe you're jealous. Come on, Rodney, let's go to our own table.
Oh, no. Do join my little party. I bought that orchid. I'm going to smell it. One smell. Sit down. Oh, waiter.
Yes, sir.
What do you have, Stella?
A champagne cocktail, please.
A champagne cocktail for Miss Buckenhaven.
Do you want to go that high, Daddy?
Just bring it. And what do you have, Mr. Dangerfield?
I'll have a great big tall glass of carrot juice.
Carrot juice? Isn't that a little too strong for you, Rod? Sissy?
Oh, Jack, you say the funniest things.
Well, I've always got an answer, ain't it, Phil?
Hey, kids, they're still back in the bandstand. Looks like the show's going to start.
Oh, I hope he doesn't ask me to stand up and take a bow. Get the fiddle out of the case, Dennis.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's about time for our second show. And I see we have a lot of sobralities sitting in our audience.
Sobralities?
And I'd like to ask a few of them to stand up and take a bow. Now, first, I want you to meet one of the greatest movie stars.
Oh, I wish he wouldn't do that.
That famous cowboy of Western pictures, Rodney Dangerfield.
Thank you, folks. Thank you. I'm sure sorry I didn't bring my guitar.
Had to bring his gun along. What a ham.
And sitting right next to him is his lovely leading lady, that charming girl of the Golden West, Miss Stella Buggenhaven.
Thank you. I love you all.
A very pretty speech, Stella. Brief, but it had a message.
You make me sick.
Behave.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce a very dear friend of mine. A great radio star who needs no introduction.
Dennis, give me the fiddle.
I have been associated with this grand personality for a number of years. And he came here tonight to relax and enjoy himself, just like everybody else. There. But I know if we insist, we can get Dennis Day to come up and sing a chorus for us. What? Come on up here, kid.
Well, I'm glad it wasn't me. I came here to relax and enjoy myself, like he said.
Well, sit down. You look like a sap with that violin under your chin.
Oh, yes.
How are you, Dennis? What's it going to be, kid?
I'm going to sing a song I did on the Jello program a few weeks ago, Rose O'Day.
Well, hit it, Pappy.
Hand me his lemonade, Mary. I'm going to put pepper in it.
You're my Filigadusha, Shinnamarusha, Walderalda, Boom, Tootie, Rose O'Day. You're my Filigadusha, Shinnamarusha, Walderalda, Boom, Tootie, Rose O'Day. You're my Filigadusha, Shinnamarusha, Walderalda, Boom, Tootie. You're daring, you're darling, you're lovely. That's what I mean when I say Rose O'Day. You're my Filigadusha, Shinnamarusha, Ballarala, Bunturie. Oh, Johnny McCarthy loved Rosie O'Day. She was the prettiest thing, so they say, and every night in this sweet Irish way, under her window he'd sing in this way. And Moriarty, Sue Donahue, Mary Malone, and the rest, sure they do. They all want his favors, and what does he do? He sings to the one he loves best that he do. Rose O'Day, you're my Filigadusha, Shinnamarusha, Ballarala, Boom, Tootie, Rose O'Day. You're my Filigadusha, Shinnamarusha, Ballarala, Boom, Tootie. You're daring, you're darling, oh, you're lovely. Sure, that's what I mean when I say Rose O'Day. Oh, Rose O'Day. You're my Filigadusha, Shinnamarusha, Ballarala, Boom, Tootie, sweet Rose O'Day.
Thank you, Dennis. That was swell, kid, and I appreciate your getting up here.
Hey, Phil! Don't be so obvious. If you can't see your violin, the heck with them.
Yeah, that's right. The heck with them.
And now, folks, sitting at a table on the other side of the room is my old pal and one of the greatest announcers in radio, Don Wilson. Come on, Don. Say something, will you?
Okay, Phil. Hello again. This is Don Wilson speaking.
Hello again. He stole that from me.
And I hope you're all having as much fun as I am tonight. I've had 6 delicious dishes of Jell-O, and I'm raring to go. Yippee!
I've been saying Jell-O again for years. It's mine.
In a few minutes now, it'll be 12 o'clock, and I want to wish you all a very happy and prosperous New Year.
Nice going, Don.
Hi, Mary. Happy New Year.
Same to you.
Mary, pass me that glass of water, will you?
What are you taking there?
Another Benzedrine. I'm getting sleepy. Thanks.
And now, ladies and gentlemen...
Hey, Phil.
Oh, yes. And now, folks, here comes the biggest surprise of the evening. I'm sure that with a little encouragement and applause, we can get Jack Benny to come up here...
And play a violin solo. Here I come,
Well, I'm a little embarrassed here. Thanks for asking me to come up here, Phil, although I'm really not prepared. However, ladies and gentlemen, I've had many requests...
Sit down, you bum! Sit down!
One drunk in the audience. He had to wait for me. Oh, well. Ladies and gentlemen, I've had many, many requests to play Love and Bloom. And being in a sentimental mood this evening, I'm only too happy to oblige. Love and Bloom, folks. I hope you like it.
It's 1942, folks. Happy New Year!
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to
Everybody dance, folks. Come on. Hit it, boys.
Oh, well, let's celebrate. Where's the musket bell? Yippee!
Here's a suggestion for a mighty swell dessert, friends. It's Jack Benny's Jellied Fruit Medley, and one of Jack Benny's own special favorites. And it's an easy recipe to remember. Just canned fruit salad molded in strawberry jello. Now, all you have to do is dissolve one package of jello imitation strawberry flavor in 1 pint of hot fruit juice and water. Next, chill until slightly thickened, and fold in 1 can of fruit salad cut into small pieces. Chill until firm, and then serve with a garnishing of spicy mint leaves and bright red cherries. You'll say, as does Jack, that this is one of the finest desserts you ever tasted. Many grocers are featuring canned fruit salad and strawberry jello all next week. Get both tomorrow and make up this grand treat. Just be sure when you buy to get jello, because jello's locked-in process brings you the flavor for your enjoyment.
This is the last number of the 14th program in the current Jello series, and we will be with you again next Sunday night at the same time. And, folks, that's exactly what happened when we went out and celebrated on New Year's Eve.
Tell him what happened in the cab on the way home.
All right, so I fell asleep. How many Benzedrines do you think I carry with me? Good night, folks.
For podcasts of works by G.K. Chesterton, plus drama, comedy, mystery, science fiction, big bands, and much more. the soundtrack to your Chesterton day at chestertonradio.com.
The Grape Nuts Flakes program, coming to you from the Vanderbilt Theater in New York City. We were playing to an audience of men on leave from the armed services and starring Jack Benny, with Mary Livingston, Dennis Day, Rochester, yours truly, Don Wilson, and our guest conductor, Benny Goodman. And now, with your help, friends, I'd like to try a little experiment. An experiment in concentration. Everybody ready now? Very well. I'd like you to concentrate, please, on breakfast. You're to think about the perfect breakfast. A breakfast that features toasty brown grape nuts flakes. A breakfast so extra delicious your mouth starts to water right now. That's it. Just picture that big economy-sized 12-ounce package. Now, pour out a crisp, toasty brown bowlful. Yes, go ahead, reach for the milk. Next, dip up a malty, rich spoonful. Say, how do those grape nuts flakes taste? You notice a wide-awake flavor? Well, that flavor is a blend of sun-ripened wheat and malted barley carefully combined. Why, just thinking about grape nuts flakes makes you want them, so hold that thought, and then do this. Tomorrow, ask your grocer for malty, rich, sweet-as-a-nut grape nuts flakes in the 12-ounce economy-size package. For Me and My Gal, played by the orchestra. Now, ladies and gentlemen, 1943 being just around the corner, we bring you a man who's been sewing like mad to get his tuxedo finished before New Year's Eve, Jack Benny.
Thank you. Hello again. This is Jack Benny talking with a needle in his mouth. I ought to keep you in stitches tonight, folks. Well, you're right, Don. I've got to get this tuxedo finished before next Thursday night.
Well, what are your plans for New Year's Eve, Jack? Where are you going?
Well, Don, you know that the beautiful Persian room of the Plaza Hotel?
Oh, yes.
Well, I'm going to the Plaza room of the Persian Hotel. It's down on Delancey Street. And believe me, it's got that old world atmosphere.
The Persian Hotel. Say, that sounds like a quaint place.
Oh, it is, Don, it is. I went over this afternoon to pick up my reservation, and there were 4 snake charmers sitting in the lobby there.
Snake charmers?
Yeah, if they don't come in handy on New Year's Eve, I don't know who will. Well, Don, I haven't seen you since last Sunday. Did you have a nice Christmas this year? I mean, nice presents and everything?
Oh, yes, Jack. I got some gold cufflinks, a moving picture camera, a handkerchief with my name on it, and a 21-jewel watch.
Well.
Thanks for the handkerchief with my name on it.
You're welcome, Don. Lucky I didn't get you that 21-jewel watch like I intended to do, or you'd have 2 of them. Hello, Mary.
Hello, Jack. Did you get your tuxedo finished yet?
As soon as I sew the belt on the back, I'll be all set. Incidentally, Mary, I've made all arrangements for New Year's Eve. You and I are stepping out together.
Where are we going?
Never mind. I'll pick you up about 8:30, and be sure you wear your evening gown.
Nothing doing. You told me to wear it last year, and we wound up at a bowling alley.
I wanted your arms to be free so you could swing the ball. Anyway, Mary, it's not where you go, it's the people you're with.
And the people we were with. After we left the bowling alley, they all wanted to go someplace and get tattooed.
Well, what's wrong with that? I've got an ocean liner tattooed on my chest, and it's a work of art.
What's that on your Adam's apple?
The poop deck. It's a complete boat. The guy wanted me to put seagulls on my eyelids, but I thought that was going too far, you know. I'm mighty proud of that ship, though.
Oh, by the way, Don, thanks for that lovely bottle of perfume you sent me.
Oh, don't mention it, Mary.
Well, how about me, Mary? Aren't you going to thank me for the present I gave you? I mean, that beautiful and expensive cup.
You mean that cup?
Now, wait a minute, Mary. You might not realize it, but that cup I gave you happens to be real pewter.
It certainly does.
Well, it's genuine antique.
Say, Mr. Benny.
Oh, hello. Hello, Dennis. How do you feel, kid?
Oh, fine now, but I was sure cockeyed last night.
Cockeyed?
Yeah, there was a fly on my nose and he wouldn't get off.
Well, that's better, young man. So say, kid, I haven't seen you since Christmas. Did you get that present I sent you?
I sure did. Thanks very much for that handkerchief with John Wilson's name on it.
With Wilson's name on it? That should be Dennis Day. Give me back that handkerchief, Dennis, and I'll have it done over. Let's see, the seamstress lives way downtown. I'll have to take the subway and change at 14th Street. No, I can take the bus to 14th and then the streetcar across. Then I have to walk about 4 blocks.
Oh, that's too much bother, Mr. Benny. I'll go to court and have my name changed to John Wilson.
No, I'll make the trip. And now, kid, I think it's about time for a song. Where's Benny Goodman? Oh, Benny, have you got your band all set for Dennis's number?
Yeah. Say, Jack, thanks a lot for that Christmas present you gave me.
You're welcome.
Say, they're hard to get now, aren't they?
They sure are.
What'd he give you, Benny?
A pair of rubber gloves so I can play my clarinet in the rain.
Well, at least it was something different. Sing, Dennis. There are such things sung by Dennis Day. And now, ladies and gentlemen, as is our custom every year at this time, tonight we are going to present our annual New Year's fantasy.
But, Jack, how can we do our fantasy this year? Phil Harris always plays the part of Uncle Sam, and he's not with us.
Oh, that's been taken care of, Don. I phoned the radio casting bureau, and they're sending up an actor. He ought to be here any minute.
What are you going to pay him? A Wilson with handkerchiefs? What are you going to pay him?
A handkerchief with Wilson's name on it, yeah. Now, just a minute. Now, just a minute. Let me have your attention, everybody.
What's the matter, Jack?
Well, I wasn't going to mention this, but if I remember correctly, not one of you, nobody in this cast gave me so much as a cigar for Christmas.
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up, Jack. We have a surprise for you.
What? Where is it?
Right here. We all chipped in and brought you this beautiful gift.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Benny.
Open it up, Jack.
Okay. Gee, a surprise, huh?
Well, do you like it, Jack?
Well, I'll be darned. A bedroom slipper. Now I can hop over and close the window every morning. Gee, fellas, this is one of the sweetest things. Hey, that must be the actor the casting bureau sent over. Come in. Well, hello there.
Pardon me, is this the Mandelbaum Meatball Jamboree?
I'm afraid you've got the wrong show, Bud. This is the Grape Nut Flakes program.
Oh, I see. Well, Radio Casting Bureau sent me over here to play the part of Uncle Sam.
I see. Well, have you had any experience in radio, Mr.
Allen is the name. Fred Allen. Small F.
Fred Allen. I think I know this guy from somewhere. Now, where was it?
Is his face familiar, Mr. Benny?
What is that, Dennis?
Is his face familiar?
No, I've never seen anything quite like it. But I'll swear I know this guy.
Well, I happen to be in radio myself, Mr. Benny. Do you ever listen to Gloria Happyfinger, Girl Plumber?
Yes.
Well, you probably remember me. I play the part of Juniper Morgan III, the Wall Street plunger.
Oh, yes, I hear that program every morning. So you're the plunger, eh?
Mm-hmm. The rubber drive may get me any minute, but I'm holding on there. And as a sideline, I also broadcast for Texaco Gasoline.
Gasoline?
Yes, it's sometimes called ration book radium these days.
Oh, of course, gasoline. Now, I don't know if you are familiar with our particular type of program, Mr. Allen. You see, we do a very subtle type of show.
Mm-hmm.
If we get laughs, all right. If we don't, we don't.
Mother told me there'd be nights like this.
Very good, Mr. Allen. But what I mean is, we don't punch and press for laughs like other programs, one of which I definitely have in mind. Now, if you'd like to play the part of Uncle Sam, that's up to you. But first, Mr. Allen, are you an American citizen?
Oh, yes, Mr. Benny. I got these slant eyes from pulling off a tight derby.
I see. Well, the part is yours, Mr. Allen. Now about money. Just what do you expect for being on my program tonight?
Well, I expect nothing, Mr. Benny, and I know you'll come through.
Well, I'm sure we can get together. What is your fee? What is your fee for a radio performance?
Well, that's up to you, Mr. Benny. I rely entirely upon your generosity.
Well, that's sweet of you.
Not sweet. The word is stupid, old boy.
Is that so? Mr. Allen, are you inferring that I'm tight?
Mr. Benny, you smoke cigars, don't you?
Yes.
Well, the average cigar smoker lights a cigar, smokes it down to his lips, and throws it away.
Well, what about it?
You are the only man I know who smokes a cigar until his gastric juices put it out.
I only hope I have as good jokes when I get on your program.
You will if you bring them. You'll have
I see. Well, to show you. That serves me right from digressing. And well, to show you how wrong you are, Mr. Allen, I have a check in my hand for $500. Here you are.
Thank you. Oh, wait a minute, Mr. Benny. There seems to be a slight mistake here. This check says 500 boxes.
No, that's 500 boxes. You know, dollars.
No, boxes. This check says 500 boxes of Grape Nuts Flakes.
Well, they're delicious.
Yes, my good man, because when Mr. Benny gives you 500 boxes of Grape Nuts Flakes, He's giving you thousands of servings of America's fastest-growing flake cereal.
Well, I know that, fat boy.
Just think. Mr. Allen, Grape Nuts Flakes in the big 12-ounce economy size package contain iron, niacin, and vitamin B1.
Vitamin B1?
Yes, brother.
And believe me, you can use it.
Now, it's all settled, Mr. Allen. You're not getting any cash. And now, folks, our New Year's fantasy will go on immediately after a number by Benny Goodman and his famous sextet. Now, ladies and gentlemen, for our annual New Year's play entitled The New Tenants, or Goodbye 42, Hello 43. Now, once again, I will play the role of...
Say, Mr. Benny, you've been doing this kind of sketch for 4 years now, and I still don't understand it.
What?
I know it's a waste of time, but would you mind explaining it to me again?
No, I'd be glad to, Dennis.
Do you mind if I take the audience out for a smoke while this goes on?
Sir Allen, come back here. And incidentally, you're new with us, too, so you better pay attention. You see, Puff-Eye, these little sketches we do at the close of each year are not so much plays as allegorical fantasies. They deal with the abstract and the esoteric rather than the prosaic. Is that clear, Dennis?
No, sir. Not only that, my feet went to sleep.
Well, rub them. As I was saying, if I'm not too redundant, these annual plays are not prosaic, but the penultimate of abstract symbolism.
And just think, folks, only 4 pages back, this man was sewing a tuxedo.
I'll sell you one before you get out of here. Anyway, I know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah? What does prosaic mean?
Prosaic?
I'll give you a hint, Mr. Benny. It's a town in New Jersey.
That's passaic. Now, let's continue. In our sketch, ladies and gentlemen, I will play the part of the old year, 1942. I want you to visualize me, folks, as a tottering, broken-down old man with white hair and a wrinkled face.
What do you mean, visualize? There you are.
Wait a minute, I'm just bent over like this because I'm playing a part.
Well, that's the first time in history rheumatism has ever been confused with acting, let me tell you.
Sir Allen, will you please sit down? Now, the old year lives in a big boarding house called the United States, run by Uncle Sam and his wife, Columbia. Now, Mary, you're going to be Columbia, and you have 48 children, one for each state in the Union.
48 children? Holy smoke.
Well, it's really nothing, Mary. It's just abstract symbolism.
Oh, you men always say that.
Never mind, that's your part. And now for our play. As the curtain rises, it is almost midnight of December 31st. And old man 1942 is up in his room, packing his bags and ready to make his exit. Curtain. Music. Oh, Columbia, will you come up here, please?
What do you want, 42?
Give me a hand with this packing, will you? Got to get out of here before midnight and make room for the new tenant.
Oh, yes. Little 43 will be here any minute.
Say, where's your husband, Uncle Sam? Like to say goodbye to him.
Oh, he's around someplace. You know, Sam's been pretty busy lately.
You said it. And all your kids have been pitching in, too.
Here comes Alaska, one of my adopted sons.
Oh, yes. Hello, Alaska.
Hello, old-timer. Hiya, Mom.
Boy, is he spread out.
Yep, it's 1,000 miles from his Aleutians to his Sitka.
Oh, he's big, all right. Fine boy, though.
Say, Mom, have you seen Pa around? I got a few of them Japanese lice I want to get out of my hair.
He'll get him out. Don't worry, Alaska.
Okay, see you later, Mom.
Well, I might as well finish packing. Hand me that bundle of swing music. I'll take that.
Here you are.
Thanks. Mr. 5 feet tall, and he's 5 feet wide. Boy, am I sick of that. Hey, Columbia, I got a few minutes yet. Tune in the radio, will you?
Okay. Here's Berlin.
Stut! Und übersteigen geheimnis Bethesdik, eine Minuten für Stuten Stalingrad und Minuten für Stuten Tripoli und Stutenbruten Stuten Benghazi.
Well.
Boy, are we running.
And he ain't through yet. Get another station, Columbia.
Here's Tokyo.
Good.
Ladies and gentlemen, honorable report from Battlefront. Japanese fleet set out to greet Americans. Boom, boom. No, Japanese fleet. So sorry, fleet. Ha, ha.
Well, that's good news to be leaving on. Turn it off, Columbia. Say, what time is it?
About 3 minutes to midnight.
Well, I better get finished up here.
Oh, hello, Sam.
Well, Uncle Sam, where you been?
Oh, what a day, what a day. I've been visiting all my nephews all over the neighborhood. Had breakfast at Guadalcanal, lunch at Dutch Harbor, and supper in North Africa.
I'll tell you one thing, Sam. You never worked harder or looked better in your life.
Say, old-timer, get a load of this. I'm wearing 2 pair of suspenders.
2 pair? How long you been wearing them?
Ever since Pearl Harbor. I'll never get caught with them down again.
I know you won't. Say, Sam, I meant to ask you something. What are those things sprouting around in the backyard?
Those are Republicans. This is the first time they've come up in years.
Well, that's what I like about your garden, Sam. There's room there for everything to grow. Doggone, look at that clock. Just got my ducks together in time. First stroke 12. Wonder what's keeping the new tenant. Little fella should be here by now.
Well, don't worry. He'll show up.
Say, here's a little tip for you, Sam. You worked darn hard during the time I was here, and you did a good job. But I want you to work even harder for the little fella that's coming in.
Well, don't worry, old-timer. I'm really rolling now.
Time's a-fleeting, but I can't leave till that little shaver gets here.
That must be him now.
Yeah. Come in. Well, it's the little new year. Hello, son.
Hello.
What's that you got under your arm there?
It's a new book written by a fella named Rations.
Oh, yeah. Ain't much plot to it, but I got a hunch it's going to be the bestseller. Won't hurt, though. Hey, kid. Want you to meet Uncle Sam and his wife, Columbia.
Glad to know you, folks.
Hello, Sonny.
Hiya, Bub. You ought to have a coat on with them diapers. Chilly tonight.
I was sure cold the first night I got here. Well, son, hope you brought some things with you besides ration boots. What's that package you got under your other arm?
Well, that's just chock full of these.
These for victory, eh?
Yes, sir. They're pretty expensive, but I got a hunch that Uncle Sam will wind up with plenty of them.
He got all the ones I had. Well, might as well be moseying along now. Kind of hate to go, but... Hear that, son?
Yes, sir. What is it?
That song called Over There. Written by one of Uncle Sam's favorite nephews. That boy used to be singing and dancing around this house all the time. Tell you, son, I sure wish he was still here. He was a real Yankee Doodle dandy. Now, son, I want you to take care, Uncle Sam. Take care of all his friends and good neighbors, too.
Leave it to me, old-timer.
And look, I want you to keep the lights low here in the house for a while. Maybe inconvenient, but when you turn them on full blast again, it'll be brighter than ever. And say, before I forget it, Uncle Sam's got a nephew named Franklin that's been taking mighty good care of the old boy. Ain't he, Sam?
You're damn tootin'.
So keep an eye on him and give him all the help you can.
Franklin, eh? I'll write that down.
And here's some more names for you. MacArthur, Eisenhower, Doolittle, Nimitz. A whole lot more than Sam will give you.
I'll make a note of them.
Oh, yes, and there's some other friends of Sam's you don't want to forget. There's Churchill and Stalin and Chiang Kai-shek. If I had time, I'd name a dozen. Well, gotta be leaving. So long, Sam.
So long, old-timer.
Here I go.
So long, 42.
So long, Columbia. Keep 'em flying.
Have you read the story of Alice in Wonderland lately? Anyhow, you remember how Alice ate that magic piece of cake and grew and grew and grew. Well, the story of Grape Nuts Flakes is almost as amazing. For during the past 3 years, the increase in your use of Grape Nuts Flakes has been more than that of all other ready-to-eat cereals put together. And there's a reason, more than one. First of all, that malty, rich, sweet-as-a-nut flavor. Your favorite Grape Nuts flavor in toasty brown flake form. A flavor that's different from any other flake cereal. And second, that grand all-around nourishment. For Grape Nuts Flakes are a whole grain cereal with the food essentials of the natural whole wheat, one of the types of basic foods recommended by our National Nutrition Program. So treat your family to delicious, nutritious Grape Nuts Flakes, America's fastest-growing breakfast cereal.
That was the last number of the 13th program of the new Grape Nut Flake series, and we'll be with you again next Sunday night at the same time, broadcasting for pilots and ground crews at Dow Field at Bangor, Maine. And tomorrow night we'll be seeing you parachute troopers at Lakehurst, New Jersey.
Say, Jack, I don't want any salary for my performance here, but I do need a singer on my program tonight. Can I borrow Dennis for tonight?
Sure you can have Dennis. You just can't have money, that's all. Go on over to Mr. Allen's program, Dennis.
I will not.
You will, too. Put your coat on. Good night, folks.
The Jack Benny program is written by Biltmore and Ed Malloy.
To Chesterton Radio at chestertonradio.com.
The Grape Nuts and Grape Nuts Flakes program, starring Jack Benny, with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Dennis Day, Rochester, and yours truly, Don Wilson. And now, speaking speaking of New Year's resolutions, here's a poem for you, friends, so listen. When the year is at the morn, resolutions fine are born. When the year is old and gray, resolutions, where are they? I have the answer here to a season full of cheer. Just resolve to start each day happy, carefree, blithe, and gay. And you know, folks, all it takes to start the day is grape nuts flakes. That's the answer, all right. Eat a good breakfast, do a better job. Because you need an adequate breakfast after a fast of 10 or 12 hours the night before. In fact, dietitian tells us that morning is the time we should get at least 1/4 of our entire day's nourishment. Yes, breakfast is the stoke-up meal. And Grape Nuts Flakes are certainly a swell-tasting stoke-up food. They're a whole-grain cereal, cram full of all-around whole-grain nourishment. So for 1944, let's all resolve to eat a good breakfast, do a better job. And let crisp, toasty brown Grape Nuts Flakes help make it easy for you. Ladies and gentlemen, since this is the start of a new year, we bring you a man who at the age of 20 began his phenomenal career in show business.
That's right.
At 30, he was a credit to his profession.
Yes, sir.
At 40, he was admired and respected by millions.
That's me.
At 50, his name became a household word.
50?
At 60, he became...
All right, stop. That's enough already. For heaven's sake.
And here he is, Jack Benny.
Thank you. Hello again. This is Jack Benny talking. And, Don, it's a good thing I stopped you, or I'd have died of old age before the show started. 40, 50, 60. Well, it wasn't so very long ago that I was going to Waukegan Grammar School.
Why, no, Jack, but you were the only kid in class the teacher called Mister.
Don, they didn't call me that till I was in the 6th grade. And anyway, Don, it doesn't...
Hello, Jack.
Hello, Mary. Anyway, Don, it doesn't...
Fine thing. I hurry over here and nobody even notices my new dress.
Oh, say, that dress is beautiful, Mary. But don't you feel a little silly wearing a man's necktie with it?
Oh, that. Well, Dennis gave it to me for Christmas, and I'm wearing it so I won't hurt his feelings.
You mean Dennis gave you a... Oh, wait a minute. He must have gotten the boxes mixed up.
Well, what do you mean?
Well, Dennis gave me the cutest pair of lace panties, all covered with rosebuds.
Oh, gee, I'd love to have those. Jack, I'll give you the necktie, and you give me the lace panties.
Well,
Dennis really meant them for me.
I know, but...
You didn't lose them, did you?
I hope not. Gee.
Oh, so that's it. You didn't want to hurt his feelings either.
Look, Mary, when someone gives you a gift...
I know. But, Jack, those panties were supposed to fit me. How in the world did you get them on?
Oh, I didn't have much trouble.
You didn't, eh? I'll bet those rosebuds are stretched to full bloom.
Never mind. Let's see, where was I? Oh, yes. Now, look, Don, the next time you make a remark about my age, you better first...
Hello, Mr. Benny.
Oh, hello, Dennis. Don, the next time you make a remark about my age...
What's the matter?
Oh, Don's always telling people that I'm a lot older than I am, and I'm sick of it.
Why don't you hit him with your cane?
Dennis, they gave me this cane with my sports suit instead of an extra pair of pants. Anyway, to change the subject, I'm glad you're all here early tonight because we have a very important program to do.
What do you mean, Jackson?
You'll know in a minute, Phil. Ladies and gentlemen, as is our custom at this time of year, and even though it is January 2nd, tonight we are going to present our annual New Year's play entitled The New Tenant, or Goodbye 43, Hello 44. I hope you will all enjoy our latest version. Now, once again, I will play the part of the
Say,
old...
Mr. Benny, every year you do one of these plays, and I don't understand them.
Well, you see, Dennis, these little sketches we do at the close of each year are not so much plays as they are allegorical fantasies. Now, do you understand?
No.
Well, Dennis, an allegorical fantasy is like, well, look, kid, did you see Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Well?
I didn't understand that either.
Dennis, it's all very simple. Look, my play and Snow White are in the same category in that they both deal with the abstract and the esoteric rather than with the prosaic.
Prosaic?
Yes, that's it.
What is?
Don't worry, Dennis. Jack doesn't understand it either.
I understand every word I said.
Sure you do, Jackson.
How do you know, Phil?
Because I'm the guy what learned it to him.
Phil, if you really want to help me keep quiet, keep quiet. Now, look, Dennis, an allegorical fantasy
Oh,
is
Jack, what do you want to show off with big words for?
Show off?
If you want to explain something, do it simply and direct.
Don, don't tell me how
When
to
I
talk.
want to tell somebody about grape nuts and grape nuts flakes, I don't go in for verbal calisthenics.
No, Don.
All I say is that grape nuts and grape nuts flakes are two delicious cereals that always taste like more.
But look, kid.
Grape nuts, crisp and crunchy. Grape nuts flakes, tempting, toasty brown flakes.
Don.
Both have a zesty, malty, rich flavor that's distinctly their own.
I know, it's their own.
They're made of
Their own.
sun-ripened wheat and malted barley. Mm-hmm. And they bring you energy-giving, body-building, whole-grain nourishment.
Yeah, but
the
you see,
satisfying,
Dennis...
stick-to-your-ribs nourishment that fills you full of well-being
Yes.
and helps make your mornings just zip along.
Oh, it zips. I mean, simple enough.
And so eat a good breakfast, do a better job. Feature grape nuts or grape nuts flakes. Now, you see what I mean, Jack?
You're absolutely right, Don. Come here, kid. I'm going to explain it to you in simple words like Don did.
Oh, you don't have to explain it to me. I thought about it while Mr. Wilson was talking, and I know exactly what you mean.
Good. Now, what is an allegorical fantasy?
A prosaic bowl of grape nuts flakes.
Well, look, Dennis, I'll explain it to you later. Meanwhile, in our fantasy, you're going to play a double role. The parts of the two most despicable men in the world, Hitler and Tojo.
I'm going to play the parts of Hitler and Tojo?
Yes.
Where's a mirror?
Why?
I'm going to spit right in my faces.
You don't have to, kid. You're only playing the parts. Anyway, you're going to be Hitler and Tojo tonight.
Well, okay, but I'll just hate myself in the morning.
Now, Phil, you're going to be Uncle Sam.
Uncle Sam?
Yes. You see, in our sketch, I will play the part of the old year 1943, who has been living in a big rooming house called the United States, run by Uncle Sam and his wife, Columbia. Now, Mary, you're going to be Columbia. You have 48 children, one for each state in the Union.
I've got 48 children? Holy smoke.
Well, Mary, it's only an allegorical fantasy.
Well, this is a fine time to tell me.
Mary, I tried to explain it to you. Your children are the 48 states. Each state is a child.
Oh, well, then I better hurry and change California. It's wet again.
Don't worry about it now. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we set the stage for our play, which will go on immediately after a song. I'll get it. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Benny. This is Rochester.
What do you want, Rochester?
I've been down to the stores exchanging your Christmas presents for you.
Oh, yes. You didn't have any trouble, did you?
Only at one place. They refused to give you a refund on your Christmas tree.
Oh, well, it was worth a try anyway.
And say, boss, while I was out for you, I tried to exchange a present my uncle gave me.
Uh-huh.
But the store wouldn't do it just because I tried it out for size.
Well, that was mean of them. What was the gift?
A bottle of gin.
Well, no wonder they wouldn't exchange it. And, Rochester, why don't you try to reform?
Oh, I did, boss. Remember yesterday I made a New Year's resolution not to shoot craps anymore?
Yes, I remember that resolution.
What happened to it?
Rochester, have you been shooting dice again?
It wasn't my fault, boss. Some of my friends came to visit me.
Yes.
It was the first time a group ever came through a door on their knees.
So you got right in the game, huh?
No, I didn't, boss. I tossed a coin. Heads, I shoot craps with them, and tails, I don't.
Uh-huh. And I suppose it landed heads.
No, boss, it landed tails.
Well?
As I bent down to pick up the coin, 2 small cubes fell out of my suit.
Uh-huh.
And to my amazement, Hart, Schaffner, and March had thrown a 7.
Well, I'll talk to you about that later. Where are you now, Rochester?
In a phone booth on Central Avenue, and I... Get off my lap, honey. This is a high phone.
Rochester, have you got a girl in the telephone booth with you?
It ain't an allegorical fantasy.
Rochester, I'm surprised.
So am I, boss. She ain't the same one I came in here with.
Well, Rochester, I haven't got time to talk to you anymore now, so I'll see you when I get home. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Oh, say, boss.
Now what?
There was a phone call from the freight company telling me to come over because your camel had arrived from Egypt.
My camel? That's wonderful. Well, listen, Rochester, don't tell anybody, and I'll spring it on my friends as a surprise.
Well, you better wait till the wind is with you, or the element of surprise will be lost.
Well, don't worry. I'll take care of it. See you later. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
I'm glad the camel finally got her. I've been waiting long enough. Sing, Dennis.
This will be my shining hour, calm and happy and bright. In my dreams, your face will flower through the darkness of the night, like the light of home before me, or an angel watching o'er me. This will be my shining hour. I'm with you again. In my dreams, your face will flower through the darkness of the night, like the lights of home before me, or an angel watching o'er me. This will be my shining hour, and I'm with you
That was My Shining Hour, sung by Dennis Day. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for our annual New Year's play entitled The New Tenants, or Goodbye 43, Hello 44. As the curtain rises, it's almost midnight of December 31st. And old man 1943 is packing his bags and ready to make his exit. Curtain. Music. Oh, Columbia, Columbia, will you come here a minute, please?
What do you want, 43?
Give me a hand with this packing, will you? I got to get out of here before midnight and make room for the new tenant.
Oh, yes. Little 44 will be here any minute.
Say, where's your husband, Uncle Sam? I'd like to say goodbye to him.
Oh, he's around someplace. Sam's been pretty busy lately.
You said it. All your kids have been pitching in, too.
Here comes one of my relatives, the Navy.
Oh, yes. Hello, Navy.
Hello, old-timer. How are you, Columbia?
Boy, has he grown.
Yep, his tonnage is almost doubled.
He's big, all right. Nice to see him so healthy. By the way, Navy, how's your wife?
Oh, fine, fine. And congratulations are in order.
Really?
Yep, triplets. 3 new battleships.
Well, congratulations, Pappy.
Here's a picture of them.
Well, I'll be doggone. They got their mother's nose and their father's keel. Yes, sir.
Well, so long. See you later, Columbia.
Hey, he needs a big family. He's got 2 bathtubs to fill. Guess I might as well finish packing. Columbia, hand me that bundle of swing music. I'll take that with me.
Here you are.
Thanks. Lay that pistol down, babe. Lay that pistol down. Boy, am I sick of that. Say, Columbia, I got a few minutes yet, so I thought... Well, hello, Eleanor. Glad to see you back. There she goes again. Say, Columbia, I started to tell you I've only got a few minutes, and I thought that maybe before we...
Oh, hello, Sam.
Well, Uncle Sam, where you been?
Oh, what a week, what a week. I've really been busy, been sending Christmas presents to my nephews all over the world.
Well, you're working hard, Sam, but you never looked better in your life. And say, what's that button you're wearing on your lapel? I never knew you took sides in politics.
Well, I don't. I don't care if it's the Democrats or the Republicans. They're both good.
But that button...
Well, come closer and take a look at it.
Okay. Well, I'll be...
Well, what does it say, old-timer?
Frank Sinatra. Well, Sam, it's good to know that with all that's on your mind, you still find time for a little entertainment.
That's right, and that ain't all. Look down here. Bobby socks.
Sam, you'll never grow old. Hey, Columbia, turn on the radio. I want to hear the World Series. This'll be my last chance to hear the big game.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now listening to the final game of the World Series between the United Nations All-Stars and the Axis Polecats.
That's it. That's what I want.
Me too. A lot of my boys is playing in that game.
For the benefit of you people who tuned in late, this is the last half of the 8th. The Axis had their inning, and the United Nations are now coming up to bat. In the early stages of the game, the Axis did pretty well. They pulled a couple of sneak plays and tried to steal a few bases, but they were stopped by a squeeze play between Timoshenko and Montgomery.
Those boys are sure a couple of big leaguers, all right.
You said it, old-timer.
And now, folks, before we resume our play-by-play description, I would like to remind you that this broadcast comes to you through the courtesy of Freedom Unlimited.
That's a great product.
All right, folks, the United Nations are now at bat. The coaches are George Marshall at third, Hap Arnold at first, and stepping up to the plate is Douglas MacArthur.
Hear that, Sam? He's one of the heaviest hitters we got.
Yep, he's got a darn good batting average, too.
As you know, ladies and gentlemen, the battery for the Axis is Tojo pitching and Hitler catching.
And oh, boy, is he catching.
You're not kidding.
And here comes the first pitch. It's a hit! Right between shortstop and third. And MacArthur is safe on first base.
Well, Columbia, we got a man on first.
Yes, sirree.
Incidentally, folks, in the 6th inning, Mussolini got hit on the head with a ball. So now the Axis will have to get another water boy.
Well, he never was much anyway.
All right, folks, MacArthur is on first base, and coming up to bat is Chiang Kai-shek. Tojo is winding up, and here comes comes the first pitch. Ball one. It's low.
Doggone everything he does is low.
Yep, he's been throwing some nasty curves, but our boys are getting wise to him.
Chiang Kai-shek is standing, grimly determined at the plate. Here comes the second ball. He lays a beautiful bunt down the third base line, which advances MacArthur to second base. God is cheering Chiang Kai-shek's wonderful sacrifice.
I knew Chiang Kai-shek could sacrifice. That's the kind of a fella he is.
Yep, that's what I call great teamwork.
While we're waiting for the next batter to come up, let's have a word from our sponsor, Freedom Unlimited.
Ladies and gentlemen, do you spend restless nights because of a haunting fear that you may lose your rights? Your right to free speech, your right to worship as you please, and your right to live without fear of aggression? If you do, ladies and gentlemen, get yourself some shares of Freedom Unlimited. And you can do that by buying war bonds. Remember, folks, freedom, spelled Freedom.
That fella sure knows what he's talking about.
And now back to the game between the United Nations All-Stars and the Axis Polecats.
Well, folks, the crowd is sure excited. MacArthur's on second base, and coming up to bat is Montgomery. His wonderful work in the field.
Sure is a fine player.
That's right, Sam.
The pitcher's winding up, and here comes the ball. Montgomery sends a hard drive to Rommel. Rommel's going back. He's going back. He tries to stop it, but he fumbles.
Rumble fumbles the ball. Hear that, Columbia?
Montgomery pulls up at first base, and MacArthur goes to third. Crowd is going wild.
By golly, I don't blame him. Hey, Sam, that Rommel ain't doing so good, is he?
No, he ain't. He's the best player they got.
That's right.
And now, folks, what's this? Hitler walks out to the pitcher's mound to talk to Tojo. It seems they got their signals crossed, and Hitler's worried.
Was ist los, Schweinhund? Und Knauten verstaut zu greifen und versehene keine Minuten verstunden, zum Kopf. Oh, so sorry, please. So sorry, please. So sorry, please. So sorry. Versteiten sich Roden, versteht nicht. Eine Minuten verstunde Roden, versteht nicht. Ah, shut up!
Come on, you started this game, so play ball.
That's telling him, old-timer.
Well, folks, the game's about to continue, but there's a switch in the battery for the Axis. Hitler is now going to pitch.
A lot of good that'll do.
Hitler used to have a pretty good arm.
He oughta. He exercises enough hanging wallpaper.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Hitler is in the pitcher's box, and coming up to bat for the United Nations is Timoshenko.
Timoshenko. He'll knock Hitler out of the box and then put him in one. Wait and see.
And here comes the first pitch. Ball one, very wide.
See that, Sam? Hitler's nervous.
He's winding up again, and here comes the second pitch. Ball two.
You know something, old-timer? I think Hitler's afraid to pitch to him.
Here comes the third pitch. Ball three.
You're right, Sam.
Yep, Hitler doesn't dare take a chance with Timoshenko.
There it is, ball four. Timoshenko walks to first, putting three men on base. Timoshenko on first, Montgomery on second, and MacArthur on third. Yelling for a home run.
One good hit now put the game in the bag.
What a ball game. What excitement. Bases are loaded for the United Nations, and the Axis team is plenty worried. This is the tensest moment of the game, and the question is, there's a conference being held in the United Nations dugout. Co-managers Roosevelt, Churchill, and Stalin are putting their heads together to decide on the final move, and wait a minute, folks. Wait a minute. They've reached a decision. They're sending Eisenhower to bat.
Eisenhower!
Yippee!
Yes, sir. That's one of my boys.
One of our boys, Sam.
Oh, boy, I can hardly wait to see what's going to happen.
I'm afraid you won't be able to 1943. Your time is almost up, and you better finish packing.
But I want to hear the end of the game.
Well, I know how you feel, old-timer, but you just haven't got the time.
Okay. Turn off the radio. Anyway, I got a pretty good idea how it's going to turn out. Doggone, look at that clock. Just got my duds together in time. That's the first stroke of 12. I wonder what's keeping the new tenant. Little fella should be here by now.
Well, don't worry. He'll show up. He always has.
Say, here's a tip for you, Sam. You worked hard during the time I was here. You did a good job. And I want you to work even harder for the little fella that's coming in.
Don't you worry, old-timer. I'm really rolling now.
Time's a-fleeting, but I can't leave till that little shaver gets here.
That must be him now.
Yep. Come in. Well, it's the little new year. Hello, Sonny.
Hello, old-timer.
What's that you got under your arm?
Some forms I'm going to try awfully hard to get signed this year.
Yeah? What are they?
Well, here's the most important one. It says, How do you pronounce these big words?
Let's see that. Oh, that says unconditional surrender. Well, I hope you get them signed darn soon. Hey, kid, I want you to meet Uncle Sam and his wife, Columbia.
Glad to know you folks.
Hello, Sonny.
Hiya, bub. You ought to have a coat on with them diapers. It's pretty chilly tonight.
I was sure cold the first night I got here. Well, son, I'm glad you're a sturdy little fella because there's a big ball game going on, and after it's over, you're going to have plenty to do. With all the pop bottles and peanut shells laying around, you're going to have to clean up the field and put it in order again.
I'll do the best I can, sir.
I know you will.
But tell me, old-timer, how's the game going?
Well, at the start, things didn't look so good. But after a while... Hear that, son?
Yes, sir. What is it?
That's being played for some of Sam's nephews. They were darn good ball players and hard hitters, too, but they were put out early in the game. Wasn't their fault. Pitching was a little too fast for them then, and it wasn't fair either. The man that had my job last year told me that Tojo started pitching before the umpire said play ball. That ain't baseball, son. Not like they play it in America. Well, I got to be moseying along now. Oh, by the way, son, Uncle Sam's got a nephew called Franklin that's been taking mighty good care of him. Ain't he, Sam?
You're darn tootin'.
So keep an eye on him, son. Give him all the help you can.
Franklin, eh? I'll write that down.
And here's some more names for you. There's Winston, Joe, Chung. Whole lot more than Sam will give you. I ain't got time to mention them all right now.
I'll make a note of them. Leave it to me.
One more thing, son. When I came in, there was a name given to me, and I was instructed to pass it on to you. And I want you to pass it on to the next little fella that takes over.
Who is it, sir?
The name is Colin Kelly. He represents all our boys who only got one turn at bat. Remember that, son.
I will.
Well, gotta be leaving now. Goodbye, Sam.
So long, old-timer.
Well, here I go.
So long, 43.
So long, Columbia. Keep 'em flying.
The sponsors of the Jack Benny program, the makers of Grape Nuts and Grape Nuts Flakes, send you their very best wishes for 1944. Good night.
The Jack Benny program, transcribed, presented by Lucky Strike.
Be happy, go lucky, be happy, go lucky, strike, be happy, go lucky, strike today.
I've made a resolution, friend, to get more smoking fun. I've switched to milder Lucky Strike for 1951. Ring out
out the old, ring in the new. A lucky year 'twill be, for we know fine tobacco counts an LSMFT.
Be happy, go lucky, be happy, go lucky strike. Be happy, go lucky strike today.
Friends, are you happy with your brand? Here's why I ask. A recent 38-city survey shows that millions of smokers are not happy with the cigarette they're now smoking. Now, if this is true of you, and you want to be happy, go lucky. You see, fine tobacco, and only fine tobacco, always gives you both perfect mildness and rich, true tobacco taste. Everything you want in a cigarette. And LSMFT, Lucky Strike, means fine tobacco. Yes, every Lucky you light gives you complete smoking enjoyment. That happy blending of perfect mildness and rich taste. So be happy. Go Lucky. Start with a carton today.
Be happy, go lucky, be happy, go lucky strike. Be happy, go lucky strike today.
The Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Barry Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester, Dennis Day, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, in a few short hours, it will be 1951, and another year will have passed into history. Yes, as the saying goes, time and tide wait for no man. So now we bring you a man who hasn't tried his luck with tide, but who has licked time, and here he is, Jack Benny.
Thank you. Hello again. This is Jack Benny talking. Now, Don, step away from the microphone and let Phil get on.
But, Jack...
Don, I said step away from the microphone and let Phil on.
But, Jack, why do you want Phil on so early?
Because this is New Year's Eve, and if we don't get him on fast, we may not have him at all. Believe me.
Now, wait a minute, Jackson. I heard what you said, and that may be true of the old Phil Harris. Harris the ne'er-do-well.
I see.
But I want you to know that the leopard has changed his spots.
Really, Phil?
Yes. For the year 1951, I'm going to be a new man. I'm going to spend more time around the house, devote myself to gardening. And who knows, someday my petunia bed may be the envy of the entire community. Phil, there is nothing more soul-satisfying than planting a seed. Watching the little plant push its tender leaves through Mother Earth and blossom into a fragrant flower.
Phil, let me look at something there, will you?
A colorful bloom lifting its dew-kissed petals toward the warmth of the morning sun. Nature in all
for
its
heaven's
glory.
sake, Phil, you've got a script from Life Can Be Beautiful.
Oh,
here's our script.
Well, here I am a bum again.
Yeah.
Jackson, tonight are we going
Wait till I walk back to my microphone.
Now cut that out!
Musicians.
Jack, they were whistling at me.
Oh, hello, Mary.
Hello, Jack. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Mary.
Happy New Year, Don.
Same to you, Mary.
Happy New Year, Phil. Phil, what are you daydreaming about?
Have you noticed the rich crimson colors of the poinsettias this year?
Phil, put down that script.
What script? I'm auditioning for a seed company.
Well, not now. We have a very special sketch to do tonight.
Oh, Jack,
What?
I got a letter from Mama this morning, and she wants me to thank you for the Christmas present you sent her.
Oh, good. Your mother. What does the Harriet Craig of Plainfield have to say?
I've got it right here. I'll read it to you. My darling daughter, Mary, just a few lines to let you know that we had a wonderful Christmas and hope you had the same.
Yeah.
Please thank Jack for the present he sent us. It brightened up our whole Christmas.
What'd you send them, Mary?
A light bulb.
60 watt.
Tell Jack we appreciate it very much. It goes for the socket he sent us last year.
Yeah.
We had the whole family here for dinner on Christmas Day. And your cousin Martha came with her new husband, who is quite famous. He once wrote Lincoln's Gettysburg Address on the head of a pin.
Well.
I know a lot of people have done it before, but he's the only one who ever did it with a typewriter.
Well, now, that's ridiculous. What else, Mary?
We've had a terrible cold spell, and it's been causing a lot of damage on the farm. For the last few weeks, we've been getting nothing but broken eggs.
Broken eggs?
The ground is so cold, the hens are laying them standing up.
Gee. Your mother's really going tonight, isn't she?
No other news, so we'll close now. Wishing you and Jack a very happy New Year. Your loving mother, Mama.
Say, Mary.
Wait a minute, Jack, there's more.
Oh.
P.S. Mary, I heard the program where you said grass reek instead of grease rag.
Mm-hmm.
How could you make a mistake like that when your sister Babe runs one?
You know, Mary, one thing about your mother. Come in. Well, look who's here. Well, hello, Dennis.
Do you mind if I sing my song right away? I'm in a hurry.
In a hurry? What for?
This New Year's Eve, Bub, I got to keep rolling.
What?
Want to have a quick one with me, Phil?
Dennis!
Step aside, kid.
Dennis, what's come over you?
Pucker up, Liv. I'm going to hang one on you.
Dennis. What happened to you?
When I got off the bus, I bumped my head.
Oh.
It feels so good, I hope I can get the same bus going home.
I hope so.
It was a Sunset bus.
Look, Dennis.
Once I did it on the Wilshire bus. What a hangover.
All right. Now, hold it. Dennis, what did you say when you first came in here?
Oh, I said, can I sing my song now? I'm in a hurry.
Look, kid, I heard your song at rehearsal, and the orchestra was out of tune.
Hold it, Scrooge. Hold it.
Scrooge?
Look, Jackson, you can stop being sarcastic because in 1951 I'm making a lot of changes to improve the band. I'm adding some new musicians.
Really?
Yep. I'm adding another pianist, 2 violinists, a clarinetist, a harpist, and a chiropodist.
A chiropodist?
Yep. He was with Guy Lombardo for 3 years, 2 years with Wayne King, 4 years with Kay Kaiser.
Phil, a chiropodist is someone who works on people's feet.
He is?
Certainly, don't you ask questions?
Jackson, when a fella tells you he's Petrillo's cousin, we band leaders don't pin him down.
Oh. Well, Phil, this new man will have a picnic with your band. They never wear shoes anyway. How they can snap their toes when they roll those dice is beyond me. How do you do? You know, boys, Phil, these boys of yours are absolutely amazing. Lucky for you, the phone rang because I had 3 more that were pips in here. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Barry. This is Rochester.
Rochester, I didn't expect to hear from you. I gave you New Year's Eve off. Are you at home?
No, I'm just reporting in from Central Avenue.
Oh, you've already started your evening, huh? Well, where are you now?
Well, right now I'm at the Esquire Club, but we've got a lot more places to go before midnight.
More nightclubs?
Yeah, and you ought to see the way me and my friends are dressed. Top hat, white tie, and track shoes.
Track shoes?
This is New Year's Eve. We can't waste time in transit.
Oh.
We came in this club so fast we spiked the doorman.
Well, Rochester, I hope you have a real good time tonight. Are you with Susie?
No, I'm with Eloise.
Eloise? Hey, she's a new one, isn't she?
Yeah.
Oh, you like her, huh?
Boss, when she smiles, she looks like a Los Angeles landlord the day they signed decontrol.
Oh.
That's living again, eh?
Never mind that. Now, look, Rochester, as I said before, I want you to have a lot of fun tonight, but don't overdo it. When do you think this party will end?
Well, there's no set time, boss. People just go home as their birthdays come up.
What?
Mine's in June, so don't wait up for me.
Oh, no, you don't. You'll be back home tomorrow, and that's final. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Oh, say, boss.
Now what?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Rochester. Gee, Rochester is so fortunate. New Year's and his day off come at the same time. And now, ladies and gentlemen, since this is New Year's Eve, we are going to revive an old custom and present another.
Oh, Jack.
Yes, Don?
Before you do the sketch, I think we ought to have a commercial.
A commercial? By all means. Is the Sportsman Quartet here?
Oh, yes, Jack, and they prepared a number that's quite appropriate for the new year. It's all about New Year's resolutions.
Well, that's very clever. I was afraid they'd have something about the 4th of July. Go ahead, boys. Let's hear it.
We resolve when playing golf to never lose our temper. We'll stop and smoke and count each stroke. We promise to remember. Be happy, go lucky, be happy, go lucky strike. Be happy, go lucky strike today. When my wife demands a new fur coat just like her cousin, I'll light a lucky, take a puff, and say, let's buy a dozen.
When the phone awakens me some morning from my slumber, I promise not to blow my top. It's sorry, pal, wrong number.
Be happy, go lucky, be happy, go lucky strike. Be happy, go lucky strike today.
Everyone is making resolutions to reduce, but as for me, I just can't see that it would be much use.
Be hippie, go lucky, be hippie, go lucky strike. Be hippie, go lucky strike today. One more year has come and gone, and Penny's feeling fine. When his toupee is old and gray, he'll still be 39. Here's a resolution every one of you can make. Be full of cheer throughout the year, and then, for goodness sake, be happy, go lucky, be happy, go lucky strike. Be happy, go lucky strike today.
Very good, Don. Wonderful. And Sportsman, Happy New Year.
Happy
New Year. Don, they talk. They talk. This is wonderful. Hey, come over here, fellas. Mary, say Happy New Year to them.
Happy New Year, boys.
Happy
Year. New. Oh, darn it, the tenor got in the wrong place. Maybe we'll get it right next year. And now, ladies and gentlemen, as I started to say, since this is New Year's Eve, we are going to revive an old custom and present our New Year's fantasy entitled The New Tenant, or Goodbye 50, Hello 51. Now, I will play the part of the old year, 1950. And, Don, you will be the world.
Oh, Jack, every time you do one of these fantasies, you make me play the world. Just once, I'd like to be the little New Year.
You play the part of the little New Year? Don, that's ridiculous.
Ridiculous? Why? I could wear a diaper, couldn't I?
Don, you not only can't wear a diaper now, but there's a great element of doubt in my mind that you ever could. So you'll play the part of the world. Just come dressed in your latitudes. Or if it's cold, wear your longitudes. Now, let's see.
Jack,
What?
how come you're getting most of the jokes in the program today?
My writer did that instead of buying me a Christmas present. Cheap guys. Now, Phil, you will play the part of Uncle Sam, and Mary, you'll be Uncle Sam's wife, Columbia. Now, you and Uncle Sam have 48 children.
48 children?
Wait till Alice hears about this.
It's only a play. Now, Dennis, I have a very difficult part for you.
We have?
Yes, you will be several of the foreign countries in the United Nations, such as France.
Oui.
England.
Rather.
Mexico.
Buenas noches, senor.
And Russia.
How do you do?
Now, Dennis, this is a very serious play, so let's get started. As the curtain rises, the old year, 1950, is in his room packing, and Columbia is helping him. Curtain. Music. Oh, Columbia. Columbia, will you come here a minute, please?
Oh, what do you want, 1950?
Give me a hand with my packing, will you? Got to get out of here by midnight and make room for the new tenant.
Oh, yes, little 51 will be here soon.
Yep. As soon as I'm packed, I'll be on my way. Sure wish I could take that television set with me.
Why?
That Faye Emerson. Wow! Say, Columbia, where's your husband, Uncle Sam? I'd like to say goodbye to him.
Oh, he's meeting with the UN again. There's so many things for him to straighten out these days.
Yeah, but Sam's been in a lot of tough situations before, and he's always come out all right. Well, almost got the suitcase filled. Now, let's see, what else? Oh, yeah, I want to take some of this music. Irene, good night, Irene. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene, good night. Yep, going to take that one with me. If Irene don't want to go to sleep, why force her? Now, let's see. Yep. Guess I got about everything.
Hiya, Rube.
Hiya.
What was that?
Oh, one of them flying saucers. Now, let's see. Yes, sirree. Guess I've packed about everything. Well, look who's here. It's Uncle Sam.
Hello, Sam.
Howdy, Columbia. I just dropped in to say goodbye to 1950.
Right nice of you, Sam, coming to say goodbye to me, considering all the trouble I gave you.
Yep, you've sure been a rough year.
Well, I know I made some mistakes, but...
Mistakes? Right off the bat, you froze up my son Florida. Then you practically ruined me with the coal and railroad strikes. And, brother, what you done to Notre Dame?
Now, don't be too hard on 50, Sam. He did his best.
Well, thanks, Columbia. Tried anyway. Well, I better get going.
Say, don't forget to say goodbye to my 48 kids.
I won't. They're my favorite little... Hey, wait a minute. Hey, Columbia, how come you're sitting there knitting?
Oh, ain't she told you?
Told me what?
We're expecting 2 more, Hawaii and Alaska.
Where?
Kind of tough knitting woolen underwear and grass skirts at the same time.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Hello, everybody.
Well, if it ain't the world.
Hello, world. How's the universe treating you?
No, I don't know.
Hey, World, you don't look too happy.
Well, I haven't been feeling so well lately. You remember how sick I was from 1914 to 1918?
Uh-huh.
Then I had a relapse from 1939 to 1945.
Yep, I heard about it, but I thought you were all over that.
A few months ago, I suddenly developed a big pain around my 38th parallel.
Well, why don't you go see a doctor?
I did, and he knew what was wrong with me as soon as he took my blood count. Too many red cells.
You don't feel a lot better if they get something accomplished downstairs in the UN.
Say, they're having a meeting there now. Let's open the door and listen.
Order. Let's have a little order for the next speaker.
Look, the Russian delegate is getting up.
Yeah.
People of the world, gentlemen and comrades, we of the Russian Soviets wish for peace, and we are prepared to make a fair compromise. All we ask is a small buffer area. Of course, this would mean moving the 38th parallel slightly. We would like to move it somewhere around Alabama and Mississippi.
Now we would like to hear from...
I am not finished with my speech yet. Since I am here in America, I want to tell you the terrible things I have seen with my own eyes. Peasants are forced to ride in automobiles. In California, some of the peasants are even forced to ride with the top down. And they are wearing dark glasses so nobody should see how much they are suffering. And tomorrow in a concentration camp they call the Rose Bowl, 100,000 people will be forced to huddle together to watch a football game. That is why I say that...
Just a moment.
What is wrong?
Why is it, Mr. Russian delegate, that every time we discuss a matter here, you stall and delay the debate for weeks and months so it never ends?
Well, if you must know, the longer I stay here, the less time I have to spend in Russia.
Close the door, Sam. I've heard enough. Well, Columbia, it's almost midnight. Better get my bags together and... Say, the New Year's coming a few seconds early.
What do you mean, old-timer?
Look out the window. Here he comes now without any clothes on. Just a cloth wrapped around him. Hey, are you the New Year?
No, I'm on my way home from Santa Anita.
Doggone, I thought sure that was him. Well, let's see. I got my bags packed, got my hourglass. I guess I'm... Hey, that must be him now. Come in.
Hi, Rube.
Doggone, there goes that saucer again.
I didn't see anything.
Neither did I.
Well, some people do and some don't. That's the first stroke of 12. I wonder what's keeping the new tenant. Little fella should be here by now.
Don't worry, he'll show up.
Now, before I leave, Sam, here's a little tip for you. Keep your shirt on, but your sleeves rolled up, and everything will be all right.
Don't worry, old-timer. They can push Uncle Sam just so far. Then he starts pushing back.
I know, Sam, but you're going to need a lot of things to push with. So keep your factories humming. People have to work a little harder and do without a few things, but they did it before, and they can do it again. Well, time's a-fleeting, but I can't leave till that little shaver gets here.
That must be him now.
Yeah. Come in. Yep, it's a little New Year. Hello, son.
Hello, old-timer.
Isn't he cute?
Yeah, I'll bet he don't weigh much more than Sinatra.
Come here, Sonny. I want you to meet Uncle Sam and his wife, Columbia.
Glad to know you, folks.
Hello, Sonny.
Hi, Bub. Make yourself to home.
And say, I almost forgot. This is the world. Want you to meet him, too.
Hello, son.
Hello. So he's the world, huh?
Yes, sir.
Gosh, there's enough room on him for everybody.
Well, there should be, and yet... Oh, I don't quite understand it myself. Well, it's getting late, and I'll have to be moseying along, son, but there are a few things you ought to know.
What is it, old-timer?
Well, the most important thing I want you to remember is to take good care of Uncle Sam here. You ain't going to have no picnic, 51. You may get some complaints about high prices and taxes.
Gee, I'm a little discouraged already.
Oh, I wouldn't be too discouraged. It looks bad, but some good things are happening. Some people are beginning to understand each other a little better. A couple of weeks ago, a fellow called Ralph Bunch, grandson of a slave, went to Stockholm to pick up his Nobel Peace Award. Take good care of him, Sonny. We need men like that.
I will.
Then there's some more fellows I want you to take care of. You'll hear about them. Ike Eisenhower and Douglas MacArthur. They've been helping Sam for a long time. There's some others, too. Sam will tell you who they are, won't you, Sam?
I sure will.
The reason I'm mentioning this, Sonny, is because I want you to be a little more careful than I was. See, I lost some mighty good boys while I was here. One of them just recently. A fellow named Walton Walker. He was a general, and a darn good one, too. And then there were thousands of others who weren't generals and weren't even officers. Just plain GIs. But they're all doing their job for Uncle Sam. Weren't they, Sam?
Yep. I'll never forget him.
Then there was another fellow we lost during my time.
Was he a soldier, too?
Well, you could call him that. Sort of a singing soldier. He used to go around entertaining everybody. Singing songs and telling jokes, making people happy. I wish you could have seen him.
He was good, huh?
Good? Why, son, when he'd get down on one knee and sing about his mammy, the people would stand up and cheer. And after he sang and sang and sang, and you thought he was all through, he'd look right at you and say, "You ain't heard nothing yet." There's the 11th gong.
Gee, I feel older already.
Well, you got a big responsibility, son. Just as soon as I go, it's all yours. Well, I guess I'll be on my way. Gosh, I hate to go. There's so many things I wanted to do. But you're young and strong, and I guess I'm leaving it in good hands. Goodbye, son.
Goodbye.
So long, Sam. So long, Columbia.
Goodbye,
old-timer.
Goodbye, 1950.
So long, world. Keep smiling.
Just a moment. But first, let's throw our cares to the winds and join a Happy New Year's party.
Be happy, go lucky, be happy, go lucky, strike, be happy, go lucky, strike today.
The bells will ring, the whistles blow to celebrate this night. So let's all light a lucky strike and start the new year right.
I'm Father Time, I'm leaving soon, so take my tip on parting. For milder smoking all year through, buy Lucky's by the carton.
Be happy, go lucky, be happy, go lucky, strike, be happy, go lucky, strike today.
Friends, enjoy your cigarette. If you're not happy with your present brand, and the 38-city survey shows that millions of smokers are not, smoke Lucky Strike. With every Lucky you light, you always get the happy blending of perfect mildness and rich, true taste that fine tobacco, and only fine tobacco, can give you. And remember, LSMFT, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. So for all the deep-down smoking enjoyment you want and deserve in a cigarette, be happy, go lucky. Yes, in 1951, make every carton Lucky Strike.
Be happy, go lucky, be happy, go lucky, strike, be happy, go lucky, strike today.
Good night, everybody, and a Happy New Year from all of us.
Happy New Year, everybody! Happy New Year!
Be sure to hear Dennis Day in A Day in the Life of Dennis Day. Stay tuned for the Amos and Andy Show, which follows immediately. Transcribed, this is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting.
The Jack Benny Program, transcribed and presented by Lucky Strike, the cigarette that's toasted to taste better.
If you want better taste from your cigarette, Lucky Strike is the brand to get. It's toasted to give you the best taste yet. It's the toasted cigarette.
This is Don Wilson, friends. Dorothy Collins, the sweetheart of Lucky Strike, just gave you the key to deep down smoking enjoyment. Better taste. And that's where a Lucky really clicks. A Lucky tastes better because LSMFT, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Fine, light, naturally good-tasting tobacco. And then that tobacco is toasted. It's toasted, the famous Lucky Strike process, brings a Lucky's fine tobacco to its peak of flavor. Tones up a Lucky's naturally good-tasting tobacco to make it taste even better. Cleaner, fresher, smoother. So pick up a carton of better-tasting Lucky Strike. I know you'll be happy if you go Lucky.
Hold it, Bob. Hold it.
Well, what is it, Jack?
Bob, it's almost airtime. Can't you do something about the orchestra?
Well, what's wrong with them? Nobody goofed.
What's wrong with them? Look at Bagby's playing the piano lying down. Gridwell is blowing confetti through his clarinet. And look at Sammy, the drummer, weaving around up there. If he doesn't fall off that stand before the show's over, I'll eat my hat.
Well, gosh, Jack, you didn't expect the boys to come in sober this soon after New Year's Eve, did you?
Bob, I don't expect him to come in sober after Groundhog Day. But this is ridiculous. Look at him. We're starting a new year, Bob, and I want you to tell him those new rules we discussed.
Now?
Yeah, give him those new rules right now.
Well, okay.
Tell him.
Look, attention, fellas, attention. Look, we're starting a new year, and we'll all get along a lot better if...
I knew he'd fall off. Help Sammy up, will you, boys? Now, go ahead with the rules, Bob.
Okay, Jack. Look, now, fellas, look. I'm sure that you all want to know just exactly where we stand, so listen carefully, will you? Now, rule number 1. During the coming year, you will all be required to attend each and every rehearsal. And no excuse will be accepted unless it is signed by either your doctor or your warden.
That's telling them.
Rule number 2. From now on, when I lift my baton, that's the signal for you to start playing, not drinking.
I knew that one would go over big.
Now, look, guys, before we go on the air, I know that you want to show Jack just exactly how good your face is. So, if any of you happen to be in possession of a bottle of spirit, I would like you to throw it in this wastebasket. All right, now, let's get started.
Well, Remley dropped his in. Who's next? Now, how about...
Hey, Jack, come on, will you? Come on.
Don, let go of my arm.
But we're going on the air in just a few minutes.
So we're going on the air. What are you so excited about? You've been jumpy all afternoon.
Oh, it's that diet my doctor gave me. I'm not allowed to eat candy, cake, pie, potatoes. Can't eat anything I like, and it's making a nervous wreck out of me.
Yeah, it's awful. When'd you go on this diet?
I start tomorrow.
Well, Don, if it bothers you so much before you're even started, maybe you better forget about it.
I can't. I made a New Year's resolution to lose 100 pounds this year.
How much?
100 pounds.
Don, I've known you for 23 years, and the only time 100 pounds ever left your body was when you had your tonsils removed. Remember, they weighed 50 pounds each?
Oh, yeah. As soon as I came to, I had to get off the table so the doctor could lie down.
Yeah.
Well, 1 minute till airtime, Jack.
Okay, where are the scripts, Don?
I haven't got them.
Well, where are they? We're going on the air.
Now, look, relax, Jack. Here comes the clerk from the mimeograph department. He's got them.
Well, it's about time. Say, fella, why are you always bringing in the scripts at the last minute?
Because I'm busy. Tasting.
But you had plenty of time.
Plenty of time, he says. It's not that easy. I got to type this script, make the stencil, ink the machine, put the paper in and turn the handle. I have to do everything myself. There's no organization. Now, nothing is organized.
Take it easy, will you?
Everything is a rush job. First they come with Amos and Andy's script, then our Mrs. Brooke, and then meet Millie, and then your lousy script.
What?
And then Bing Crosby. I told you there's no organization.
Look, I'm going on the air in a minute, and I can't be bothered with your problems, so go already.
I'm going.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Gee, he's so excitable. Ooh.
Now everybody hollers at me. Before Christmas, they're all such angels. Sometimes I think...
Jack, we should be on the air now. We're 5 seconds late.
Well, we can't be. The producer's supposed to give me the signal. Where is he? Why isn't he in the booth? There's no organization.
Well, there it comes now, Jack.
Okay, hit it, Bob.
The Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Rochester, Dennis Day, Bob Crosby, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, although New Year's Eve is behind us, the strains of Should Old Acquaintance Be Forgot linger on. So right now I'd like to bring you one of the oldest acquaintances I know, and here he is, Jack Benny.
Thank you. Hello again. This is Jack Benny talking. And Don, ordinarily I'd get back at you for that corny introduction, but we're starting a new year, so I'm going to forgive and forget.
You are?
Yep, I'm wiping the slate clean. And I'm going to start by paying up all my old debts. Oh, Bob.
Yeah?
Bob, here's that quarter I borrowed from you last June when we ate at the drugstore. You remember that.
Oh, yeah, thanks. Now, how about that $10 that I won from you on the Rose Bowl game yesterday?
Well, that's this year, so you'll have to wait until 1956.
Jack Benny, that's
No, Bob, we're not going to have any bickering this year. The people are tired of insults, name-calling, and all that rowdy old hat comedy. From now on, we're going to do only sophisticated humor. We're going to have suave, smooth, All right, let them lay there. As I was saying, we're going to do suave, sophisticated, smart comedy.
Gee, I'm sure going to miss Dennis.
No, I already discussed this with Dennis, and he promised to be a completely different person this year.
Yeah, but Jack, do you think that Dennis can really change?
Well, he said he would, and after the talk I gave him, I think he will. I know if he puts his...
Well, hello, everybody.
Oh, hello, kid. We were just talking about you. How are you, Dennis? Dennis, how are you? Dennis, I'm talking to you.
No, you're not.
Then who am I talking to?
Julius.
What?
I told you I'd be a different person this year.
Oh, so you changed your name to Julius, huh?
Yeah, that's my last name.
Your last name is Julius? What's your first name?
Orange.
Julius. Imagine naming yourself after a drink.
Oh, I was going to call myself Lipton Tea, but I didn't know what the T stood for.
Stop it, will you? Here it is, the first show of the new year. Right away, you got to aggravate me. I don't know why I even talk to you. Now, let's just have your song.
Sorry, Julius doesn't sing.
What?
But he does bird calls. He's the Australian wood wobbler.
I don't care what he does. Just sing. Orange Julius, some sophisticated... That was The Little Shoemaker, and very good, too, Julius.
You can call me Orange.
Look, kid, let's just forget about that. I was wrong to expect you to be any different. A person just doesn't change overnight.
Well, my father did.
He did?
Yeah, he woke up this morning and he was a new man. You should have seen him. He went up to my mother and he said, first you're going to make my breakfast, then you're going to wash the floor, and after that you're going to iron all my clothes, and when you're through with that, you're going to shine my shoes.
Well, it's about time your father asserted himself. I'd like to go over and congratulate him.
Well, it's not far. He's at Cedars of Lebanon.
Well, Dennis, wish him a happy New Year for me, will you? Now, let's get on with the...
Say, Jack, I tried to get you on New Year's Day. Where were you?
Oh, I was at the Tournament of Roses parade in Pasadena. It was a beautiful sight.
Did you go alone?
No, I had my date with me from New Year's Eve, and Rochester drove us down there.
Gee, didn't you have to wake up awfully early to get to Pasadena in time?
Oh, it wasn't so bad, Don. Now, let me tell you about it. I set the alarm for 3:30 a.m. At 3:45, we picked up my date. By 4 o'clock, we were on our way.
Say, the fog really rolls in at this hour of the morning. I can't see more than 20 feet in front of me.
Really, Gertrude? Gee, I can see that street light at the end of the block. Rochester, what can you see?
Nothing. My eyes are still closed.
Well, open them. You're driving. And don't look so crabby.
Boss, at 4 in the morning, even Liberace ain't smiling.
4 in the morning, big deal. Where's your vitality? Gertrude and I were out celebrating last night, and here we are wide awake and full of pep.
Yeah, and we're older.
Speak for yourself, John.
Cut him. Whose idea was it to call it a night at 10:30? The joint was just starting to jump.
Well, what's the difference? While I was there, I was the life of the party, wasn't I?
Some life.
Well, what's so funny?
You tried to look so debonair drinking hot chocolate out of my slipper.
I only did that for a gag. Anyway, you'll have to admit that I showed you a swell time at that nightclub. Well, I had you out on that dance floor every minute.
Anything to keep me from eating.
You ate, sister, and how you ate. I suppose that T-bone steak was a mirage. The last time I saw anyone wrestle meat that way, he had a branding iron.
Very funny.
I was never so embarrassed in all my life. Everyone was looking at us.
They weren't looking at me. They were looking at you in that old tuxedo.
Old tuxedo?
Your pants were so tight you had to wear your garters on the outside. Now I suppose you're going to pout all day because I told you off.
I'm not going to pout.
See, the fog is lifting.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a beautiful day. Hey, Rochester, maybe you ought to put down the top, huh?
Oh, boss, let's not put the top down.
Why not?
There's so much trouble taking down the center pole and pulling out the peg.
Oh, yes, I forgot. This is the new one I bought at the Army surplus store.
Yeah, the flat still says Field Headquarters, General Ridgway.
Yeah.
How far are we from Pasadena?
About 10 miles.
Oh, we'll be there in no time. Well, here we are in Pasadena. Only took us an hour and a half.
That's pretty good time.
You're darn right, considering we had to change a tire.
Yeah. Why can I wash this grease off my hands?
Let's wipe it on this rag. Say, the way the traffic is getting thicker, we must be getting... Rochester, why are you stopping?
There's an officer at the intersection. He isn't letting anyone through.
Say, that's Colorado Boulevard. That's the one the parade comes down.
Gee, she's right. Hey, look, here comes the float.
Where?
Right over there. It's the official Tournament of Roses float.
And look at the 4 drum majors riding on it.
Yeah, I think they're going to sing.
When you hear that drumming, you will know we're coming, and the lucky strikes are on parade. There's never a slip, and we never trip, so perfect are we made. You can hear that beat coming down the street. You want to get in step with Lucky Strike. Yes, Lucky Strike is toasted. It's the one cigarette you like. So round and firm and fully packed, and just as mild as it can be. Be happy and go Lucky Strike, and smoke an Yosemite. And when you hear that old American, every Tom and Dick and Harry can light a Lucky and start puffing it. Nothing beats a Lucky Strike. Clean through and through, much fresher too. So clear the way. It's Lucky Day. L-S-M-F-T. 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 For the full rich taste of fine tobacco you are sure to like. There's nothing half as good as puffin' on a Lucky Strike. L-S-M-F-T. L-S-M-F-T.
That was great, wasn't it? Now back up, Rochester. We better hurry and find a place to park.
I can't back up, boss. There's 50 cars lined up behind us.
Gee, we can't go forward either.
Well, we're not staying here, are we?
No, this is ridiculous. I'm going to talk to that officer. Maybe he'll let us go through. I'll be right back. It certainly is crowded. I've never seen such a mob. Really have to fight your way through here.
Say, pardon me, mister.
Huh?
Did you see my wife?
Your wife?
Yeah, I can't find her anywhere. I've looked all over and I can't find her.
Oh, that's a shame.
But we've been married for 20 years. We got along so nice, and we never even had a fight. I just gotta find her.
Oh, I'm sure you'll find her. How long has she been missing?
19 years.
19 years, and you're still looking?
I just started. Well, so long, buddy.
So long. That's too bad. Some people really have their troubles. Now, where's that policeman? Oh, there he is. Say, officer. Officer.
What can I do for... Why, it's you, Mr. Benny.
Why, Mr. Kitzel. Mr. Kitzel, what are you doing in a policeman's uniform?
Arresting people. What else?
This is such a surprise. I mean, did you give up your other work?
No, this is in addition. Every year for this parade, I am a deputy.
Oh, I see. Do you like it?
It's very pleasant. Especially when my brother-in-law comes by. Last year, did I give him a ticket?
You really got him, huh?
Did I got him? I wrote him up for speeding, making a U-turn, loose brakes, a defective horn, and faulty headlights.
Hey, that must have cost him plenty.
It would have, but unfortunately, I couldn't make it stick.
Why not?
He was walking.
Oh, well, Mr. Kitzel, that's my car over there. How about letting me cross the street?
I really shouldn't, but for a friend, I can do a favor.
Then you mean I can drive through?
Yes, but you got to hurry. It's between floats.
Okay, and thanks a lot, Mr. Kitzel. I'll see you later. Happy New Year.
It's a day late, but I'll accept it.
Come on, Rochester. Rochester, he's letting us through.
Okay.
Make it snappy so we can get across. Rochester, what happened?
The motor died.
But we're in the middle of Colorado Boulevard.
And here come the floats.
Oh, my goodness. Listen, Rochester, step on the starter.
I'm stepping.
Good, you got it started.
No, I didn't.
Then how come we're moving?
A float is pushing us.
What?
Smile, boss, smile. We're in the parade.
Gee, if I'd known this, I would have worn my bathing suit.
Oh, be quiet and stop blowing kisses. Oh, fine. We had to get with one of the loudest band yet.
Say, we must be going under a tree. A bird's nest just fell in my lap.
That's mine. It blew off. This is the most embarrassing thing that's ever... Hey, the float stopped. Quick, Rochester, do something.
I'll try.
Step back and stop laughing. It's not funny. Go ahead, Rochester. Step on the starter again.
Just a second. I'm connecting this loose wire.
Okay.
Say, Mommy.
What is it?
What kind of car is that?
I don't know. It must be a foreign make.
Madam, it's not a foreign make. This is an American car.
Not so loud. I want my boy to be proud of his country.
Look, madam.
Now, come on, Whitney. We've got to go.
Mommy, I think you made him mad. He threw a bird's nest at us.
My, what a strange way for General Ridgway to act.
Rochester, there must be something you can do.
Hang on, here we go again.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
Happy New Year, everybody. Gee, I haven't had this much fun since I got caught in a revolving door with Errol Flynn.
Why do these things always happen to me? I just wanted to see the parade. I didn't want to be in it.
You might as well relax and enjoy yourself. We've got 3 hours to go.
Maybe you're right. Rochester, sit up straight and put your hands on the wheel.
What for?
If we're going through with this, at least let everyone think that we're pulling the float. Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year. Ladies and gentlemen, one of our greatest national hazards is fire. Fire that destroys millions of dollars worth of property and takes thousands of lives each year. Don't let your home be a fire trap. Make certain all electrical appliances are in order. Don't smoke in bed. Be careful with inflammables. Don't give fire a place to start. Thank you.
Jack will be back in just a minute, but first, let's take a listen to the Lucky Strike toasting song again.
If you want better taste from your cigarette, Lucky Strike is the brand to get. It's toasted to give you the best taste, yet it's the toasted cigarette. They take fine tobacco.
It's light tobacco.
It's mild tobacco, too. And it's toasted.
Yes, it's toasted. 'Cause the toasting brings the flavor right through.
So to get the better taste from your cigarette, Lucky Strike is the brand to get. It's toasted to give you the best taste, yet it's the toasted
cigarette.
That's the Lucky Strike story set to music. The facts are all there. A Lucky is the cigarette of fine tobacco. LSMFT, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Naturally mild, good-tasting tobacco. And then that fine tobacco is toasted to taste better. It's toasted is the famous Lucky Strike process that brings a Lucky's fine tobacco to its peak of flavor. The process that tones up a Lucky's naturally good-tasting tobacco to make it taste even better, cleaner, fresher, smoother. So, friends, smoke the cigarette of fine tobacco that's toasted to taste better. Be happy. Go Lucky.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of my sponsor and my entire staff, I want to wish all of you a Happy New Year. Of course, everybody will be a year older, but not me. Good night, folks.
The Jack Benny program is written by Sam Perrin, Milt Josephsberg, George Balzer, John Tackerberry, Al Gordon, Hal Goldman, and produced and transcribed by Hilliard Marks.
Filter smokers, here's the true tobacco taste you've been looking for. Filter Tip Tarleton gives you all the full, rich flavor of Tarleton's famous quality tobacco, and real filtration, too. Filter Tip Tarleton incorporates activated charcoal, renowned for its unusual powers of selective filtration and used far and wide to purify the air we breathe, the water and beverages we drink. Look for the red, white, and blue stripes on the package. They identify Filter Tip Tarleton, the best in filtered smoking.
The Jack Benny program is brought to you by the American Tobacco Company, America's leading manufacturer of cigarettes.